Hello, you sweet summer chuds. How's it going? This thing on. What's up, Flawless? What's up, Arse? What's up, Sorrow? What's up, Tony Saka? What's up, Seriously Unimportant? How's it going? How are you guys doing today? Hope everybody's well. What's up, Bigos? What's up, Slickworm? What's up, Dak? What's up, Cock Swap? What's up, Noble? Massive day for the Cry Divers. Finally alive, not that late. What's up, mate? What's up, Robo? Good to see you guys. Hi, Hife. Do you like fried chicken? Yeah, duh. Who doesn't like fried chicken, bro? If you don't like fried chicken, that's just un-American. I thought this was America. What's up, Justin? What's up, Tough Crusher? What's up, Phoenix? What's up, Hoot Snag? What's up, Chance? We reacting, of course. Usually when you live at 4 a.m. for me. Man. Racist people don't like fried chicken. I'm gonna be real with you. I think even racist people like fried chicken. I think everybody likes fried chicken. Unless you're a vegan. You ever see the Steve Harvey clip where he eats a chicken wing with collard greens and rice on the inside? Yeah, but I hardly remember it because it wasn't that funny to me. When I was a kid, I hated fried chicken. I'm cry diving it right now. What's up, Janik? What's up, Levelon Creek? What's up, Otstop? Vegans are lying. They like fried chicken. Honestly, true, because even vegans, like, try to recreate meat with their foods. Like, they'll make, like, fried cauliflower and say it's fried chicken. I just ate some Popeyes. Hell yeah. I never understood the chicken and watermelon thing. How is that even racist? It's not like they said you like eating shit. To be honest with you, well, first of all, I'm pretty sure it's just racist from like literally back in the fucking day. Like they just said that shit back in the day and then it just became racist. But, bro, massive. First of all, everybody loves fried chicken. Second of all, massive people fucking love watermelon. I think more white people eat watermelon, to be honest with you. Yo, what's up, King? Yeah, even vegans love fried chicken, swear. Anything in particular for the title, or are we just yapping?
5 from Nick.
Yo, Nick, how you doing, bro?
You degenerate chuds.
Yo, the Ko-Fi is actually posting the messages this time. At least on Twitch chat, so I can still read it. Yo, Nick, how you doing today? Good to see you. Don't forget to like the stream, boys, you degenerate chuds. Rip Van Winkle. Doing okay. Good to hear. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Good to hear. It's good to hear that you're doing okay. I'm vibing. W money. You know one reason I'm not doing okay? 2 reasons, actually, but I'm only going to say one. They delayed my graphics card return. So I don't know when the fuck I'm getting a new one. Probably in over a month. And I don't have money to buy one while I wait for my refund. What's up, Sky Raider? What's up, Fixer? You look depressed. Are you okay? Why do I look depressed? Big L. Yeah, it is what it is. Work as a team. What team play was attempted besides assisted reload, which is jank? Bro, swear, dude. I swear I never see Glazers even bitch about that. Glazers just say, oh, it's a team game, bro. That's why the guns shouldn't be OP. Bro, how come I don't see no Glazers bitching about how little you throw the shield bubbles? Like, don't you want to throw those further so that you could try to throw one at your teammate when they need it? Like, how come nobody ever points shit out like that except for me? I'm literally the only one who points that shit out. Are you going to try the new Warbond tomorrow? Bro, my graphics card burnt out and I returned it. And it's going to be like a month for my return. So I literally have a 2060 plugged in. And this shit is not going to run Helldivers. I don't have money for a graphics card. Are they still ruining Helldivers? I've been out of the game for months now. Duh. Oh my God, pet your cat. He literally ignores me till I start talking. Work as a team has been translated from my teammates to throw orbitals where I'm currently trying to kill enemies, then say it's my fault. Your 2060 can still run Helldivers, maybe with like 4x upscaling. Tomorrow is the release date for the Warbond, not the Warbond. You never know. What if they just drop that shit? I think they should just drop that shit. I run on a 960. Bruh. You only got a 960? That's wild. My 1660 still runs it? Bruh. 1660. I don't know what's more funnier. Hearing you say you had to use a 2060 or people still playing HD2. I left the game a day or so ago. PS Plus was running out anyway. Not re-upping that trash. Oh yeah, there's they're doing PlayStation Blackout next month. And I think that you guys should do it too. If you're on PlayStation. Counterpoint, it's Arrowhead. Oh. No, I'm not saying they're dropping it tomorrow. I'm saying they should. You can run any game with 20... I can't play on 20 FPS. Can't do it. I haven't played in over a year. You ain't missing that much, bro. Do you like Warhammer? There's a Warhammer Warbond coming out. Knock out a quick flooring job for graphics card money. I gotta get one. The AMD problem seems to be an engine thing. Darktide also uses the same engine, and a lot of complaints come from people with AMD. It is what it is. My graphics card burnt the fuck out, though. Like, I ran tests with GPU-Z, and I'm pretty sure my graphics card is fucked. I mean, I sent it in for return anyway. Yo, Iron Sights. What's up, King? How you doing? Your CPU's doing most of the legwork? Well, I have a good CPU. I got some plumbing work for you. I don't know how to do plumbing. Any upgrades to ship mods in the past year? Brother, there hasn't been an upgrade to ship mods since 2024. What graphics card did you have? 7900 XT. Back when the Switch 2 was revealed, everyone who complained said they wouldn't buy it, bought it anyway, so I doubt the PlayStation boycott would work. Well, you're probably right, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't get involved. Anytime we can stick it to Sony, I say we do it. It's not going to work for Nintendo because I feel like there's more little kids who play on Switch than on PlayStation. This is heartbreaking. I loved HD2 with all its stupid fun, even with all its problems. I mean, if you loved it, even with all its problems, then you should still love it. What's good? I'm doing good. Hope you are too. I'm all right. I have a 7900 XTX. I did have to RMA it once because the thermal pads leaked oil and shorted my motherboard. That's fucking wild. Nintendo's done greedy, stupid bullshit. It's neglected Pokemon for so long. What do you even have to lose by trying? It's not like not playing games costs you money. Nah, I mean, like, honestly, he's probably right. Because I don't even know how many people are going to take part in this shit, to be honest with you. I haven't seen any large names talk about it. Nobody loved what Helldivers could have been more than the Crydivers. What's up, Maxwell? I want PlayStation to get better, but I don't see them attempting, and it sucks because I've liked them for many years. All of these companies will listen to you if you learn to work as a collective and vote with your wallet. That's how it goes every single time with every single with 99% of fucking companies, bro. 99%. Live streaming till the war bond drops. Fuck no. What do you mean live streaming to? Fuck no. What? I don't care about the fucking war bond, bro. I'll try it. That's about it. Yo, what's up, Clay? What if chat gifts 100 subs? 100 gifted and he streams till war bond. I'm thinking 100 gifted worth of members, but on Ko-Fi. So because I'm broke, bro, on Ko-Fi. Do it on Ko-Fi. Warbond coming soon. Not sure I even want to try and log in. What's up, Arjack? How you doing? We getting good FOMO? Good FOMO? Check dims. Send me the link. Oh, you didn't post it yet? Oh, okay. I misunderstood what you were saying, but I get it now. Super crap firing and beyond boring. Can't wait for 500 kg review bomb from 40k fans. How's the thickest of fillets? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, guys. I'm doing okay. If it's not the Warhammer Warbond, I'm not interested. I am calling it. This Warhammer Warbond will fall short, and then you will see all hell break loose. My FOMO went out when I farmed with the Simply cheat engine and a guide. Now I have 68k super credits. I regret not doing more, but had hopes Arrowhead will go over their heads and really fix the problems. You have 68k super credits, bro. Do me a favor and just drop your account ID in the chat for me real quick. It's like, no. Can't wait to see Light Pen Heavy Bolter. Lucky you didn't get banned for having too many credits. According to Shams Giordini, nobody got banned ever. Well, snitch. I'm joking. Yo, what's up, Dabazard? Dabblard. Dabachode. After this Warbond, it's going to be absolutely and totally over. 6 feet under. Yes, here it is. 6969-6969. And name, hashtag trust me, broski. About the FOMO, why is everyone on edge? Didn't some of the community ask for it? So people that say don't do MOs, just play for fun. Well, you see, what? What does that have to do with don't do MOs? Also, you just have to log in. It's a login reward. And there's a couple reasons I'm not a fan of it. The first reason is that our feedback was that we wanted the Galactic War to be better. So there's a couple things that goes into that. Number one is that there's been no rewards in it. Like there's been what I made a graph. It was like 11 stratagems year one. And then it was like 2 stratagems in 2025 and 2026 until recently, obviously. So number one, that's the one thing. And then with the mechs and the war bond, it's like, but that's not all that went into it, right? It was like make the Galactic War more compelling. So the other thing that goes into that is the some of the mechanics behind the Galactic War, like the resistance rates of planets. Like for example, on these random fringe planets, you'll have super high resistance rates. So like on RD4, you have a 1% resistance rate. So you know what happens if 10,000 people come over here, or well, there's not a lot of players. Okay, there's 47K online. So if 10K of these 47K came to this planet over here with 1% resistant rate and the galactic impact modifier and whatever the fuck the player health is, some of these stats behind this, like we can't go take this planet right now. Like, you know, if I wasn't a giga hard cry diver right now and I could rally a portion of the community to all go to this planet, let's say I got like 1,000 people to go to this planet, we wouldn't do a det in it. You know what I mean? So that's one issue with the Galactic War that they could just solve by some number tweaks, but they can't figure out what they want to do, I guess. So it hasn't gotten done. The second thing is that when we say like we don't want to buy stratagems, we want more of them in the Galactic War, like the year one. And then Arrowhead goes, okay, well, since we can't sell them to you, now let's try to get our active players up. So now you just have to log in for it. And it's like, bro, really? Why you got to get something? Why can't you just make the game good and that's good enough to get people to want to play it? Because I log into Path of Exile 2 because it's a good ass fucking game. And I want to play it and I get addicted to it every league. What's up, Shad? And it's like, it just feels like it just feels transactional, right? So that's another thing. A third thing is that for returning players, so like for example, when this Warhammer Warbond comes out, you're gonna have these seasonal returning players who come back, and some amount of them will want some of the rewards that aren't available to them, and they're not going to get the medals that they used to because they made it so you have to log in for medals. So ultimately, these are reasons for seasonal players to actually not return to the game because that's something that might turn them off. So ultimately, it's a multitude of reasons why it's just not a good idea. Did anybody log into the game since they started making you log in for Galactic War rewards? The answer is no. Look at the player counts. Like, when did they start? Like, here's May 2026. The last big injection of players, I'm assuming this was the Mech Warbond. I'm assuming this is the Mech Warbond. Bro, play a different game. No one should be playing for over 3K hours of a single game. Wasn't the last reward like the grenade wall? No, it was the Bastion tank after that. And then another thing as well is the Helldivers developers have like always spoken about FOMO. And then in this instance, they basically are trying to use FOMO. So I view it as they're going against their own studio morals, which is just a bad sign. It's not a good sign for where their heads are at. It's not a good sign of a healthy player base. It's just a number of things why the FOMO thing is bad. It's not like it's the end of the world. It's not like it's super drastic, but it's just a lot of things lining up that it's not a good sign. Welcoming you back used to be one of its best selling points. I stopped playing because I'm sick of the community, not the game. Yeah, the community's fucking trash because the developers made the game bad on purpose. When you make the game bad on purpose and piss off a part of your community on purpose, it makes the community worse. Because what happens is normal people who get pissed about normal things start fighting with the fanboys who are just okay with everything no matter what. Because ultimately, you have to admit, there are fanboys, and it's not just Helldivers. This goes for a bunch of shit. Look at the Marathon fanboys, bro. It goes for everything. There are people who are fanboys who are just okay with any action that the company takes. This community is toxic, and I played League for like 14 years. That's saying a lot. You know it's bad when League of all communities is actually nice. The community's garbage because it's more fun to argue with others about the game than it is to play it. Yeah, exactly. What does that say about the game, though? That's what I'm saying. Bro, and that's what pisses me off because, bro, like, I can't even fucking play anymore. They nerf Hulk Surge. And I'm like, why, bro? How are you going to nerf Hulk Surge when everybody loved it, including the Crybabies? Including the Crybabies also loved Hulk Surge, and you nerf it. They should be running that shit every weekend. You know why? Because if they run cool ass events, even the Crybabies will go log in and play it. And if they're busy playing the game, then they're not arguing on Reddit. I wish you would make content for PoE 2. I probably will next league. The bait and switching with HG2 only looks to be getting worse. What do you think was the killing switch that killed the game? See, Helldivers is like Destiny, where even if we pull up the Destiny player counts right now, bro, this game got 40 to 50K people online every day. Like, and this game is also not technically dead. It's just one of those things where, like, it's going to slowly fall off. It's like Destiny's on its deathbed, but it's been on its deathbed for like 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's not dead. I mean, technically now Destiny is dead because, you know, the devs announced they ended it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, Destiny never truly died. It's just been like, it's had stage 4 cancer and the doctors gave it 3 months, but now it's been alive for 5 years. And that's how I feel what's going to happen to Helldivers. It's the same thing. It's the same timeline. The community that doxes and destroys someone's life over a challenge. Yep, community so wonderful and kind. And another thing as well is people will immediately say, oh, well, you can't blame a group of people for one guy. Well, the one guy also said he received dozens of hate messages. And also, there were literal dozens of comments under that post saying he was weaponizing charity to bully the developers. So me personally, I won't blame everybody for a doxing, but I also think it's really, really weird to use the phrase weaponizing charity to bully the devs. I also think that that's extremely weird and toxic. Arrowhead keeps posting surveys. I'm at 600 hours. I love the game a lot. The internet, everyone has something to point out, but the overwhelming negativity is reactive to mismanagement and lack of follow through. Honestly, I don't disagree. I'm not sure Helldivers can exist without someone DMing it. No, but they have DMs. Hi, Plantero. Redditors do terrible things. Low IQers blame HD2 players. Makes sense. Have you tried the custom Galactic War and engaged with its community? I think it's better than base Helldivers in every way, and I would love to see your take on it. I have issues with the game that the CGW has not fixed, and then some other issues with the game that modders literally can't fix, because I asked if they could fix it and they told me no. And it's cool. Their mod is really cool, honestly, but I don't know. I just don't even want to play the game and be real. Remember when the issue with them making Flamethrower less realistic was the biggest issue at the time? What's up, Mr. Porky? Bro said hi to everyone but me. Hi, Muffin. I thought I saw you earlier, but then I looked again and I saw Shad's name. And I think I thought I saw you, but you didn't show up yet. And then you showed up after Shad. Unless the chat scrolled. Helldivers had the same awe factor as Halo. Nah, don't say hi now. All right, fuck you then, bitch. I haven't played in 2 months. Every time I think about trying to play, I immediately get sick to my stomach. No other game has done this to me. You missed your opportunity. I wonder why they did make the flamethrower effect worse, because it was meta for 2 months. And so now it's on the shit list for the rest of time. I'm here to watch the fall. They bricked the game on my rig after Into the Untested. You know what they say, it is what it is. I stole Muffin's thunder. The stuff in that new vid I posted is technically possible via modding. In the past, considered creating a Lua mod loader for mod developers, which would allow engine level modifications. Iron Sights, could you mod an enemy animation? Forcing the devs to clear a mission by dangling charity is not a good look. It's almost like taking them hostage. I don't think it's a good look nor healthy discourse. I think comparing some guy who made a Reddit post who just wanted to see the game get better.
I wonder what they're gonna do once they run out of the pre-made content from the scrapped Helldivers war bond we're getting now in the campaigns. I can't wait to dive for a player card or a title.
Yo, Zinni, thank you for the big $10. If you do all the items one by one, don't they have till the end of the year to figure it out? That's why they're doing that. But yeah, we're going to get a player card soon. Anyways, thank you, Zinni. Throw up some hyper mpregs, please. Anyways, I think if you compare some random guy who has had issues with the game, whether it be the performance, whether it be the amount of bugs that compound on Diff 10, or whether it be the balance, and he's a part of the community, and he's literally just some random guy, and he just went for a Hail Mary play on Reddit to try to get some attention to it. And on top of that, he probably never even expected to get 25,000 upvotes. If you're going to call that forcing them or holding them hostage or dangling charity or this or that, I think you need to rethink your perspective / point of view, because that is a very weird point of view to have. I'm going to be so honest with you. Like, they literally could have taken full advantage and ran a charity stream. They could have done first of all, Arrowhead's literally publicly given to charity multiple times. Like, it has nothing to do with dangling charity money. Arrowhead's literally publicly donated thousands of dollars. The guy offered 1,000. They could easily drop 5 bands on a charity and just say, it's not about the charity money, blah, 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 blah. They could have taken full advantage. Like, it could have just been a nice, positive situation. The first Save the Children picture was 4311 because it's hell spelled out in numbers. I mean, no one expects them to accept every charity challenge ever of all time. They absolutely should have interacted with it, because ultimately what has happened is Arrowhead acts like people upset with the game are just like a vocal minority, when in reality, there's a lot of fucking people who don't like what they're doing with the game. Where's my fucking screenshot? The fuck? I lost a screenshot, chat. Oh, put in my pictures. It could have been such an easy PR win that everyone will gain from. Crydivers whiners, but Arrowhead is shit at community management. Case in point, Pilestat, Ama. If they do it and refuse later, it would be a bad look. If they literally did one charity challenge, no one would expect them to take every charity challenge ever after that. It would just be a massive W that they did the first one, even if they lost all the games. Literally, even if they lost all the games, and no one would even expect them to win with the one loadouts that the guy put up. Bro, we played those loadouts, and we did win, but I feel like we lost like 3 games before winning. Where's my pictures folder? Oh, there it is. The facts of the matter is there's a lot of very disgruntled players in Helldivers 2. It's not a vocal minority. It's a silent majority of players. Literally look at the Helldivers Unfiltered subreddit. This is literally the Crydiver safe space. The Helldivers Unfiltered subreddit was literally created because people felt like they didn't have a voice on the other subreddits, whether they were moderated out of there or whether they just got downvoted and attacked by everyone. And they made their own subreddit, and it's literally the Crydiver safe space. Whether you agree with it or not. Whether you like Unfiltered or not. This is just a proof of how many people are in there. It's basically the same size as r/Helldivers 2. So there's clearly an echo chamber within the Helldivers community. Helldivers Unfiltered are idiots. They're Redditors, bro. It was weird. Shams was interacting with it as well. Shams was literally interacting with the charity challenge. It was weird. Shams was talking about how he was trying those loadouts, but then that didn't go anywhere. Well, after the dude got doxxed, they, like, for all we know, they were about to do it. and then they just fucking stopped after that.
5 from Penal Snipper Tiles Porn. I don't know how many other people feel this way, but the 40k war bond has me by the balls, cause I know at least the drip is gonna be amazing.
Damn, Tile, you really glazing on Ko-Fi? You really out here glazing on my Ko-Fi? Oh, it's okay. I'll accept it. Yo, thank you, Tile, for the $5. Throw up some W's. Went back to playing Darktide because capturing the same comm node at the top of the spire for the 1000th time is still more fun than HD2. Went to play yesterday, experienced blurry texture bug for the first time, a ridiculous amount of stuttering. Rage quitted. How you doing today, Tile? One of the top 1% commenters in Unfiltered didn't know the Wasp was in the Killzone Warbond. That's because they gave away the Wasp for free, separate of the Killzone items. I didn't know it was in the Warbond either, because I already owned all the Killzone items, and I never opened the Killzone Warbond page. I had assumed that if you were a new player, you got it for free. It's kind of hard not to get excited for 40k Warbond, even if we know we're going to be disappointed. I went to a buffet for my brother's birthday, so I feel pregnant like a male seahorse. Don't male seahorses have like 10 million babies, so you're about to shit 10 million times? It's not in the Killzone Warbond. Hi, Brat. Popped in the stream to see if anything has changed. Sounds like Arrowhead is still the most toxic studio ever. What's up, Gorilla? The Wasp is literally not in the Killzone Warbond. Who said that? Who said that? You're gonna get shamed. Ooh. Nemez? You're in here all the time, bro. Damn, shame. 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 You tried to call that other guy stupid, but you the one who's stupid. Shit. Am I late to the weekly It's So Over party? Nah, we're still bloviating. Space Marine 2 is aging like wine, bro. Hop on. Is it still laggy on wave 27 of Siege? Nah, they added fucking modifiers to Siege mode. Fuck no. I'm never hopping back on. I want his head on a Space Magicals just to flag. Spreading misinfo, are we? Yo, Rusty with the $5.
Purposefully mismanages the community. Keeps the players fighting each other instead of collectively asking for a better game.
Yo, Rusty, thank you for the $5. Perchance, maybe it's a conspiracy, guys. Yo, what's up, Solace? I'm curious about all the stuff Dev made in the past and remove. Wait, what's that song? What's that song, Iron Sights? Is it copyright? Hackers White Bat Audio. He copyrighting me? Ooh, royalty free, copyright safe. Who the fuck is this? Bro, why does their fucking like OG content always look way better? Why'd they change the ship from this? This is literally better. Yeah, this is the scrapped ship. This is what it was before the game came out. I think, right? It's no coincidence that a month after I finished making my 40K Photoshop, Arrowhead decided to release an announcement for an announcement from another announcement. Yes, Tile. The ship should have a shooting range on it.
These are your assignments for today.
Ugh, bro. All right, the new voice actor's way better. Nah. The old voice actor's garbage.
These are your assignments for today.
He's trash. I'm glad they got rid of that guy. These are your assignments for today.
Bullets for you, and bullets for you. Everybody gets bullets.
Warhammer Warbond should be okay because Games Workshop is worse than are with their IP.
Yo, Infamous J, Warhammer Warbond should be okay because James Workshop is worse than with their IP.
And bullets for you. Everybody gets bullets.
Nothing ever happens.
And Jin for Speed, thank you both for the 23 months. Throw up some big W's. And Freya.
Finished my art posted in the Discord.
Oh, shit. Damn, Freya, that was fucking fast. Bro, Freya colored this shit in like 1 day. All right, maybe it's been like 3 days. Damn. Why are you so good at coloring? Do you use crayons? I like how you made behind the door like radioactive. That's fucking sick. Throw up some big W's for Freya. How you doing, Freya? How you doing, Jim? How you doing, Infamous J? Thank you for watching the video. Well, I didn't even know you posted. I only knew you posted because someone in chat. Someone said crayons. The scrap democracy officer voice actor is not real. He can't hurt you. Worse than with their IP. Should we ask Snoy to come and get to fix the game? I don't think Snoy really even knows how to check up on them. Some people are saying there are new enemies. What's up with that? What new enemies? When was the last time you played? I'm okay, just burnt out on Helldivers. So are we all. Bro, I haven't played Helldivers in 2 months, and I'm burnt out. W.I. Ron. Yo, good job, Ronnie. Good job on the video, Ronnie. I eat crayons. Can I have some? It's funny to me. Campaigns UI is the first utility the unused terminal get versus dozens of long-standing requests. It all started going downhill when Twinbeard left. I think it was going downhill since the start. And, yeah. And then they brought it back. They did bring it back, though. I'm not going to lie. They brought it back between the 60-day plan and the ultimatum and Dickel nerfs. From the 60-day plan until February 2025, they were bringing it back. And then I think it's been pure downhill since February 2025. Not really excited for 40K. What's it going to add? Literally nothing. It's going to give us like a week of paid content, and then we move on to the next dumpster fire. That's how I feel. It's like, bro, if the war bond's good, I don't even care. Like, what happens after a week when, like, you played it? And then what? You just go play fucking Slop Strain or get ragdolled by a War Strider? It's been so long since last Warbond. I got 3K super credits just by playing. Do a title update soon. Probably. It's been a while since last one. We need better sidearms or buff other stuff. I'm tired of feeling like I only have to run Ultimatum to make different loadouts work. Shouldn't the pistol do a little more damage? I forget. I don't even play with it, to be honest. I don't even own that Warbond. What's good, Mr. Snacky Poo? Are you not even logging in for free helmet and armor? It's so puggers. I don't know if I got the helmet. My super credit was all free, so don't care. I love playing on the same 4 planets all year. We need progression and gameplay changes. Pistol does comparable damage to a commando. The new helmet is fugly. Praise be the Space King. Arrowhead devs restarted to use Steam API. We playing Hardlock Divers? Nah, I'm just getting my armor. Look, I got the armor. All right, just in case, we do one game of Stratagem Hero, my favorite game. Bro, my 2060 has 50 FPS on the ship. It's been dubbed the Get Mask by most. I'm a bug diver, but still don't have fun remotely. I used to put those stun plants and everything else. Hello, Dead Snake. Remember when they got asked why the FRV is so top heavy and tip easily, and they said it was funny? No, I don't remember that. Are you actually going to play the day of the Warbond release? Perchance. I gotta call Amazon and see if they can refund me faster, but they probably won't. Because Amazon's a bunch of bitches. Someone plays Strat Hero for 1 minute and then nothing. They don't complain, they don't do anything. I get 100 FPS in ship on my 6700 XT at 1440p. No, there's no leak info. It's not in the game files. Damn, Thick, you kind of fast with it. I'm literally a Stratagem Hero. I have a 1 million high score in Stratagem Hero. I'm literally the GOAT. The reveal for the reveal goes hard. Game so boring he has to play in-game minigame to have fun. What happened to your 7900 XT? It burnt out. And I sent it for refund. But I'm about to be cooked because they're taking forever. And also, I don't have money for a graphics card. I'm broke. You can always donate to my graphics card via Ko-Fi! Ko-Fi! I only need one generous $900 donor. Just one person. This is the longest I haven't played Helldivers since launch. Been over a month, and I'm enjoying the break. I mean, if you get burnt out, it's good to take a break, even if you come back later. Nice. AMD is trash. The first thing I saw from Thick was that 1 mil Stratagem Hero video. On Xbox, there's LFG. There's currently more looking for group posts and a 10-year-old hunting simulator than HT2. What's the 10-year-old hunting simulator? If you're the goat, squeeze your udders and give me some milk. I can loan you $900 for $1,000. If only we knew someone who splurges donations in this chat. Muffin, we both know tax season is over. It's over for me.
9 from $900 from Tiles Pawn. This is a $900 donation.
Okay, buddy. Yo, Tile Spawn, thank you for the $900. Yo, what a legend. Can we get some big W's in chat for Mr. Tile? We're 1% of the way there, boys. Let's fucking go. What a fucking W mans. Where's that loser who gives you a bunch of money? Goats can be boys. That's not an udder. Again. Been so burnt on HG2, I went back to League, and now I regret not going back to Rainbow Six, which is also a shit game. Bro, I recommend, like, just download Path of Exile already, bro. It's only $30. It's $30 for this game. And this game is better than 99% of games. And it has more content than 99.999% of games. For $30. What's up, Herpes? What's up, Giga Yeet? I have a couple of codes to play for free. Who wants a code? Well, do you want to give one away, Arjack? The Hunter, Call of the Wild. The devs have continued to update the game and put out new content all this time. You comparing isometric auto clicker to a shooter. He said he played League. Played it. I will pass on that. What's up, Kindness? Thick Fillet hasn't played anything by From Software. Brother, I played Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 when you were still in your dad's nutsack. Whatever happened to Kingmakers? There was actually a demo of it available to play. There was a demo for Kingmakers available at Billy World. So Chinese people were playing it. In China. Hi, Bearclaw. I went back to Warframe. Yeah, isn't Warframe free? Have you ever played Deadlock? No. Arjack, message me a code and I'll give it away. Oh, wait. I think I have to message you. I feel like I messaged you before. No, I didn't. The Hunter, Call of the Wild. The devs have continued to update the game and put out new content all this time. Oh, Discord works. Send it on Discord. Or I just message you on Twitch, whichever. Hunter, Call of the Wild is a great game. Played it with my friends like 2 years ago. Been stalking a rare panther for like an hour and then it just escaped. Hunter, Call of the Wild. Oh. This looks a little too realistic for me.
What's going on, guys? It's Risky here, and welcome back to another. I'm loading into the Hunter Call of the Wild. The chances are you're probably going to spawn right here on the map, Layton. Change those. It's very helpful, actually. You can go to your settings down here in the system, go to interface, and then you can scroll down here to the clues, and you can change them here in your active track color, spotting outline color, all these things here. Typically, the brighter colors are easier to stand out, right? So go with those. And we got our blood splatter here. looks like a really good one. Vital organ hit, that is what we like to see. Here we go, we got our animal down here. Just a little level 2. He is a silver, so that's not really that special. The rank system in this game, as you can see here, we highlight over the trophy rating. We have a silver, gold, and diamond, and then there is a great one for the white-tailed deer and a few other species in the game.
So this is just realistic hunting simulator. Do you know Hell Let Loose? I always mix that up with No More Room in Hell, and No More Room in Hell is pretty trash.
How you doing, little dude? What are you doing? Finna load these bricks up. Right. Main thing just want to get them over in the truck. What bricks? Regular brick, dummy. It's just a brick. Hey, you ain't finna keep calling me no. Hey, bro, listen. You ain't finna keep calling me no dummy now. Oh, gangster. I'm gonna shoot somebody. I'm going to jail. It's gonna work. I got you. That's what gangsters do. This is a bad view. Understand that life's different, and you need to be able to work. Hey, man, turn around and talk to me. This a horrible view. Don't worry about the view. Just a man view. Right. Where you putting them at? You got. I'm putting them on the bed, dummy. Look, dude. You did all of this to put them on the bed of the truck? Yeah. And you took one brick. I gotta do it one at a time, I thought. How many bricks you got? 20. What you doing, bro? You doing, little dude? What are you doing?
How you doing, little dude?
Finna load these bricks up. Right. Main thing just want to get them over in the truck. Brick,
this is so fucking stupid.
Hey, you ain't finna keep calling me no. Hey, bro, listen. You ain't finna keep calling me no dummy now. Gangster. I'm gonna shoot somebody. I'm going to jail. It's gonna work.
He said, I'm gonna shoot somebody, go to jail. What? I've been building a trophy lodge for years. I have rare albino fur types and shit. I'm just surprised it has more players on Xbox. I feel you. All right, chat. We're about to give away some PoE codes. Path of Exile 2 giveaway. Arjack, where do you claim these?
5 from Tile S Pawn. We watching trailers. Do this one. https www.youtube.com watch v equals LOYQ1I_mm.
Hey, Tile, do me a favor and post it in Reacts. This fucking guy. Post it in Reacts, motherfucker. Do not redeem. Can you just redeem on Steam? Okay, you have to do it on the website. All right, chat, I'm going to be giving away a Path of Exile 2 code to play the game. So you got to go to the website and make an account. So go do that. I'll wait, like, we'll go over the first thing and then I'll give it away after. I mean, if you don't want it, then don't fucking take it. Bro, why'd you send me Armored Core 5? All right. Tile paid $5 for this. You should give it to me. I'm literally gonna post it in chat, and whoever redeems it first wins. So go sign up. It's for Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 1 is free. Is it one or several? It is 2 codes that Arjack gave me. Wow, this is so cool, Tile Spawn. Oh my god, bro. Do you think that core has like some sort of protective layer over it? Like an armored core, perchance? I can't be paid to pay attention to a free game. I'll buy it once it goes on sale. It's going to be free at the end of the year anyway. Possibly some sort of metallic gears. This doesn't have copyright music, does it? Wow, that was so cool, bro. Damn, bro. And that came out in 2012? Wow. Tile, how old are you? Anyways, chat, we got some Swanee posted a video we're gonna watch. Hog posted a video we're gonna watch. Greg posted a video we're gonna watch. Nox posted a video we're gonna watch. And then there's this video about the cheater who killed Arc Raiders. This guy found the guy who makes the best cheats for Arc Raiders and he interviewed him. And I watched this on Pip stream and this shit was crazy. But we'll watch that later. They're doing a PS blackout because they're canceling physical discs. Now, personally, I don't own a PlayStation. And I don't care that much about this. However, I like petitions, okay? Anyways, it says, I ain't reading all that. It says, ending physical discs in 2028 feels like the last straw. We understand there's only so much we, SIE, can control, but with the decisions that are within its control, the company continues to mismanage the strong position it inherited from PS4. There's so many issues with PlayStation that bringing back physical games would only be meeting players halfway. There's still so much they can do. With that, we're calling on PlayStation players to participate in an economic and gameplay blackout from Sunday, August 23rd to Sunday, August 30th. Players can participate by turning off their console or logging out for 7 days. We feel this period gives publishers and devs minimal impact while still giving players a voice. And 1 week after that, we're logging back in. This is a win for the community. Yo, what's up, ATL? They can refund my money for paying extra on the disc. This will do nothing. Whatever. People are doing it. And if you think it could do something, you could log in and help. Sounds like commie Spain shit, lol. Minimal impact to devs. Fuck them too. Damn. That's crazy. I'm not even going to lie. I guess I can still watch all my old DVDs. I'm actually excited to watch the Vito video because I only got to see a bit of it earlier. Oh, I don't have the Wise Guy Cheeto video. Did Wise Guy Cheeto post a video? Wise Guy Cheeto literally didn't post a video. What about Wise Guy Vito? Oh, Warhammer prediction? Wait, I did watch it. What the fuck?
Fellas.
Brother. What is this game? Marvel Rivals, bro? This is the Marvel Rivals collab. Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ.
Knowing
Jesus
Sony servers will bug out on
Christ.
their own.
Yo, Shad with the $2. Knowing Sony servers will black out on their own. Yo, throw up some big W's for Mr. Shad. I hate that he keeps saying fellas instead of fillets. Me experiencing true joy for the first time ever after a crackhead sticked a rusty needle in my arm and ran off with my infant son. Thick as bricked. Nuh-uh. I swear. He'd be doing that every video. He cacked up as fuck. It's my fault I meant Swanee. Anyways, chat. Someone posted this in React, so let's read it. I'm a Russian Helldivers 2 player, and this is my first tweet. The topic is about the creators of Helldivers 2 trying to ban us from paying for a game we like. I recently heard about the creators of Helldivers 2 deciding to crack down on cheaters. Everyone else might think, okay, that's good, but I won't be a cheater. But they said that cheaters are used to racking up super credits because we, the CIS countries, can't buy super credits. And because we're Russian, they say, oh, sorry, but your region isn't right, so get out. And cheaters fix this problem. I'm not against farming, but it's incredibly slow and doesn't work. It's like someone spit on you. Like, like you've seen bad cheaters, right? They're the ones who prevent everyone from playing and so on. But there are cheaters who are just having fun and doing unusual things. Fine, I'll either leave the cheater alone or allow CIS countries to donate to your game. But do you agree that Helldivers cheaters are not bad guys? Arrowhead racist. There's literally sanctions on Russia because of the war. I'm pretty sure they can't even have a Steam account. A, how did they acquire the game in the first place? B, he read the EULA. C, bliat. CIS, that is the, I forget what the anagram is, but that's some of the countries / territories around Russia, or they're under Russian control. Anyways, I just thought it was funny because I read some comment down here. Oh, someone said, yes, as a Russian, I can confirm the problem is the sanctions and that Russian debit cards are not working with Steam PSN. We use third-party sites to purchase super credits or account of different country. And someone said, you should stop the war then. Then sanctions go away and you could play Helldivers better. Just stop the war, bro. Just stop the war, Russian citizen. Just stop fighting. Anyways, I'm pretty sure this guy's trolling, but it was fucking funny. I was like, Jesus Christ. In the lore, Russia is a nuclear wasteland, tells these Swedish cunts despise Russians overall. Just stop the war. Gee, why didn't I think of that? Just stop it. Get some help. I don't care where you live. You should be able to play whatever game you want. Isn't there like one active North Korea Steam account? Don't trust Thick. He doesn't know anything about Helldivers, says Space Trump. If his account contained RT for Russia Today, it would be peak content. Spawning PvE currency because you're region locked is not the same as people hacking PvP. You are homeless. Just buy a house. Just go wave a white flag around. Commonwealth of Independent States. It's Kim Jong-un's account. I think Kim Jong-un probably plays Helldivers. He probably wait, I'm pretty sure this is a spam call. Hello? Wrong number. Stop calling me. Thanks. Bitch. Do not redeem. Bro, they asked for someone named Jonathan. What's up, Katrina? I'm okay. How are you? Anyways, chat, I want to watch a Swanee video because Swanee only posts every once in a while. And his video is called The State of Helldivers 2. And the thumbnail says, "What happened?" But before we watch this, I have to take a fat piss. Hello.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about the current state of Helldivers 2. So in 2026, we're about to hit August, and I have to say this year has been the worst year for Helldivers 2 so far, which is crazy because you would think that the developers and the higher ups, like management, whoever, would learn as they went. Like, we've had all these.
That's my problem, bro. They don't seem to learn. Okay, bro. I'm okay if someone makes a mistake. I'm okay if they even make the same mistake twice. But like, when you make the same mistake 37 times, I'm like, okay, bro, don't you think that's enough? Don't you think that's fucking enough, bro? 37 times?
We're so back, it's so over moments, and they always say that, oh, we hear your feedback, we're going to learn, we're going to improve on things. And then in 2026, we've had the least amount of content, like, ever for the game. They've gone, like, radio silent. They said they were going to update us every 2 weeks. That didn't happen. They said that war bonds were going to happen, like, every 6 weeks, because they were happening every single month, and then they had to change that. They made it every 6 weeks. And now they can't keep up with the every 6 weeks. It's like, what are they doing? What is going on? Like, I understand it's summer, and they take their summer vacation or whatever. That's fine. That's expected. But, like, the whole rest of this year, like, I hope they're working on something, guys, because, like, I don't know. Like, when Helldivers came out, I obviously have
is
covered
the
it
most
all.
corpo company trying to pretend like they aren't ever. Literally, they are the how you doing fellow gamers company.
What do you mean, Zinni? We're big gamers, bro. We're literally gamers. We're all such big gamers. We just play games, bro.
On my channel, I've racked
Throw some big W's for Mr. Zinio. Yo, thank you for the 5.
in like millions of views making content for Helldivers 2. It's been basically my full-time job for 2 years, and I'm very grateful to the game. It's still, to this day, if they stop support, right now and left the game as it is still one of my favorite video games, probably of all time. Like, I love the game. I love the humor. I love
Yo,
the
what's up, Rendar?
epicness of it, the explosions, killing just hordes and hordes of enemies, the huge weapon variety, the stratagem variety. It's fun as hell to play with your friends and goof off. Like, it is a fun video game. And those are kind of hard to come by nowadays, especially with how scummy everything is, especially live service games. So it's hard to find a game like this. And one of the reasons I got into Helldivers so much is because of the live service. Like, they did something unique. They were listening to player feedback, and it's like every month, every single update, they were knocking out banger after banger. And then for some reason in 2026, they're like, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna stop making content. I don't know. And I've not been making very many videos about the game. Obviously, like, my channel has been.
Damn, it's very coincidental. It was, feels like that after they started working on their new game, huh? But Pilestat said they only put about 10 devs on the new game for the preliminary. Well, that's what he said. That's what he said. He did say that. That's what he said. But hey, it's just a coincidence.
Taking a little bit of a much needed break. And I've seen, like, other content creators, they've been milking like every little fart in the wind. And no offense to any content creator that's still, churning out content. Like,
are you kidding me, bro? He's really throwing shots right now. He's throwing shots.
I get it, you got to pay the bills. But I just don't want to be one of those YouTubers that makes a video every other week like, Helldivers is doomed. Helldivers is like, look at the player count. There's no players. I can't believe Helldivers did this. And you know how it goes. But it just kind
We have reached critical levels of over.
of sucks because I want to make content around this game. And whenever there is new content, I do make some videos about it. But it's like the hype just isn't there. I can tell that the player base isn't as excited anymore. I can tell other content creators aren't as excited. A lot of other Helldivers channels that I personally watch, they stopped uploading as well because there's just nothing. There's nothing to make content about. And now they're doing the Galactic War update because they did listen and they heard the feedback that the Galactic War was lacking and it just didn't feel like it was worth doing. But they just went about this the complete wrong way. Like, they added FOMO, so now you have to log in to get the major order rewards. That was
Did they really put this chart?
FOMO, so now you have
Oh, this is something else.
to log in to get the major order rewards. That
Thank
wasn't a
you,
thing for 2
bisected
years.
Wallace
And they're
torso.
like, okay, how can we get players to come back? Well, I know. Instead of making fun, engaging content, we're just going to force
Hi,
you
Nivek.
to log in so we can inflate those player numbers. And they added this FOMO factor where if you don't log in, you don't get the new items. And in my experience, it's had the complete opposite effect because, I play this game with my friends and stuff, and we haven't been playing as much lately because there just hasn't been any new content. But with this new system they have of having to log in, my friends are missing out. Like, they missed out on the FRV, they missed out on this helmet, and I think they missed out on the Hyena marksman rifle. And me telling them that they have to log in just to get these new items, if anything, it turns them off. They're like, well, I don't want to be forced to log into the game. They just want to load up the game whenever we decide to, pick it back up and play as a group of friends. They want to pick it back up and then have all these new items to test out and play with. They don't want to.
I told you guys this. Didn't I say this? I said this. I said, if anything, it's literally going to make seasonal players feel like they missed out and then they don't want to play again.
Log in, see that they missed out on like 6 different items, and then have to wait and play over and over and over with just the hopes that one day it becomes available to everybody. Taking a war bond and stripping it down, and just week by week, major order after major order, we get little bits and pieces of what would have been a war bond, and it's stretched out over time, and then if you don't log in, you miss out on those items. I think that's just the complete wrong approach, and it's really turned me and my friends off from the game completely. So I don't like the way that the game is currently, the direction it's currently heading in.
Hi,
But
Mikaru.
outside of the new major
Hi,
order
Delta.
stuff, like, there just hasn't been any content. Like, there's not been very many like big game updates. They've not added any like new
Hi,
new
Loose Nut.
enemy types. They've not added any like very many new mission types that are fun and creative. They've not gone back and tweaked and fixed some of the pre-existing mission types, like the defense missions. Me and my friends really like those defense missions where you just kind of have to sit and wait, but a lot of them are broken, and they've been broken for basically forever. Like when you play on Helldive 10 and you face the Terminids on the defense missions, you can just spawn camp them. They come out of the ground and you immediately can annihilate them before they're even a threat. So those defense missions are just you kind of sitting around for 20 minutes waiting for the match to end, and they're kind of boring. So I would like to see a lot of those missions and stuff get fixed and tweaked and improved upon, and they just
Saying it's flat out boring. November 10th, 2024. Level 10 evacuate high value asset missions are boring. Bro, it's been years. And not meet breakpoints, especially for support weapons like anti-tank launchers and all the primary weapons. And obviously, luckily for us, Arrowhead responded to this feedback with the 63-day plan, and literally everything in the game was buffed since then. However, what got talked about a lot was the buffs I proposed, but what I literally wrote on the second page of this document was that the difficulty in the game should come from more engaging missions rather than frustrating enemies, and I didn't delve too deep into this because it was slightly off topic of, you know, what I was suggesting at the time. But if we all remember, the old Helldivers used to be able to be beaten by simply running away. And that is... Anyways, my bad, I'm kind of sleepy. I zoned out a little bit. Anyways. Bro, these missions have been broken since 2024. And there have been a multitude of Reddit posts like fucking 2 years ago now. And I've made like 4 different videos talking about it.
just don't do that for some reason. And outside of that, you have the constant battle of the whole "we're so back, it's so over" of the community is like,
bro, has anyone noticed the "we're so back, it's so over" has kind of gone away? It's just been over. We have reached critical levels of over. When was the last time you saw people say "we're so back"?
He's right, but crazy, this game is still really fun as long as I'm playing with buddies. I cannot stand diving with randoms or solo.
Any game is fun with friends. Why do you think all these fun slop games... Why do you think all these fun slop games go viral and fucking sell 1 million copies? Because any goofy game can be fun with your friends. Literally anything. I'll have fun with my friends playing anything because I'm with my friends. Helldivers is fun slop. It's literally fun slop. Is this Vito? No. It's just over all the time. Cyberstan? Yeah, but that was Cope.
battling the devs about...
I'm not going to lie. Hulk Surge was pretty fucking lit, and that was on before Cyberstan, right before.
weapon balancing, and it's this constant tug of war between the developers and the player base of, hey, we buffed this weapon, but we secretly nerfed it at the same time that we didn't include in the patch notes.
But I thought
And
you
then
were my
all
friend,
the
Machine
players
Gun
find
Devil
out
Dog.
about it, and they get pissed and they take to social media and they complain. And then the developers are like, oh, sorry, we heard your feedback. We're going to make sure that in the future we include those things. And then the next patch rolls around and they do it again. They hide things from the community out in secret from the patch notes.
Bro, it's crazy the levels of cope people have for this game. It's crazy the levels of cope people have for this game, bro. Why are so many people just okay with people lying to them? Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, if it wasn't obvious, then I would somewhat understand, but like, it's so obvious now. It's so unbelievably obvious.
And they implement some sort of secret change to the enemies that makes them behave in a different way. And they act as if the community isn't going to immediately realize that this got changed. And rightfully so, they're angry. So, like...
Bro, we find out on basically day one. We literally find this shit. Well, we find it the day that the people who find shit out decide to tell us. Which they haven't even been enthusiastic lately, bro. They be telling us like 3 days late now because they're like, yeah, I finally logged in.
As not only a fan of the game, but as a content creator, it's hard to be excited about the game when everybody's constantly angry at the game and the developers because they're not transparent. Like, on one hand, they'll say, hey, we're transparent. They've done this like 4 or 5 times now. They'll say, hey, we're going to be more transparent with you all, and we're going to give you updates every 2 weeks and keep you updated on what's going to happen. And then they don't do it. Their PR really, really sucks. It's like, hey, let's go.
Do you think they're going to keep the promise every time? Like, do you think Arrowhead's even coping? They're like, yeah, we're going to update them every 2 weeks. Nah, you know what it is? Someone in charge decides that they're going to do 2-week communication, and then they delegate that job to someone, and then that person doesn't do it, and then the boss is just like, whatever. They're like, whatever. We have a toxic, fucking toxic positive echo chamber in the studio. So I'm not going to criticize the person who's supposed to write blog posts every 2 weeks. They think the HC2 community is dumb people. They had to lie because they're afraid of us, bro. Don't you understand? They're so corpo, they'll say anything to shut people up for a while. They actively hate us. They got the patch notes promise syndrome. What's up, Panichevitz? What's up, Novotic? It makes sense. The average person loves lies. Hell, the average person lives a lie every day. All right, you didn't have to get that deep, Brandon. You gonna get that deep on me, Brandon? Do you think it will ever get to a point where Sony will step in? Bro, even Sony, like, bro, they would have stepped in by now. If they're making money, then Sony's not going to say shit. Sony can't even handle their own shit. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little summer chud lies. I don't think Sony cares about HC2 anymore. They have bigger issues at the moment. They definitely care about one of their only games making money. Hi, Dalian. They clearly are not. If they went to China for 2 interviews, Tencent frog marched them out. What's a frog march? Helldiver's probably still cash flowing. The moment that stops, they'll step in.
Let's go post something to get everybody to shut up, and then we're going to hope they forget and just hope they move on. I don't know, guys. It's like, I think for me, they've had so many "we're so back, it's so overs" that the latest time that we reached the "it's so over" part, we kind of just stayed at the "it's so over." And anytime they have any sort of like positive news,
and this moment is different for everyone, right? Some people said it's so over on the first break or railgun nerf, and then it was just over from then on. And some people just had their it's so over on the last patch when they said too many to list. And some people had their it's so over last year during Into the Untested. That was me. Or forever over, I mean. Like, we were never back after Into the Untested. There was I think the only fun moment for me since then was Hulk Surge. Everything else sucked. Hulk Surge was good. Everything else was shit. How did they make money besides Warbond? Literally game sales. So Tencent forced them to do it. I mean, bro, Sony is such a shit show of a company. Like, how much do you think Arrowhead has to convince them before they get Sony off their back? Arrowhead are about the same tier as 343 Halo. The only difference is Arrowhead somehow made a good game on release. Keck W. You're saying the pineapple buffs weren't peak. Oh, yeah, true. You know what else was cool? Platinum missions. Platinum missions and Hulk Surge, and that's about it.
It doesn't make me feel like we're going, you know.
Yeah, but you see, Hydalian, the thing is with Hulk Surge, that would mean that the game's a horde shooter. And clearly they had to nerf it because the game's not a horde shooter. It's a tactical milsim Dark Souls. Okay. And Hulk Surge is not very tactical or milsim or Dark Souls. So they had to nerf it.
Way up to the we're so back level. We're kind of, you know, we're down here. And instead of going all the way back up to the top, we're just kind of like, like we'll get a little nudge back to the we're so back stage.
So basically what he's saying is that Helldivers 2 has erectile dysfunction.
And I don't know. I don't want to be doom and gloom. I don't like making these videos. I don't like just sitting and complaining about the state of the game. But, I mean, we're going into August, and they promised earlier this year that we were going to get all kinds of changes, and they were going to add, like, new ship upgrades and stuff, but we've not gotten any update on that. We still don't have a new roadmap on what their plans are. And even with the old roadmap, they couldn't even stick to that roadmap. They had to change things. And it's like, we only have a certain amount of time left in this year. And there's some really big popular video games coming out. So, like Grand Theft Auto, for example, or like the Wolverine game. Like, there's a bunch of popular stuff coming out. So even when they do have some content, like, they're going to be competing with a lot of other big video games. Like, they really have to knock it out of the park to try to save face at this point. Now, I know obviously they're going to have that that new Warbond that they teased for the Warhammer crossover, but outside of that, we don't really know what's coming. Like, there's not really anything to be that excited about, which sucks, because like, I went from making videos all the time about this game. I would wake up at literally 4 o'clock in the morning and just wait to see if they would post an update on Tuesdays or Thursdays. I would just sit there, and when that new Warbond dropped, I was like, yes, I'm excited. Got my cup of coffee. I'm going to play the crap out of Helldivers all day, because I love testing out the weapons and the stratagems, and I like...
Chat, when was the last time you woke up at 4 a.m. for some patch notes? When was the last time?
You know, testing them out and then reporting back to you guys and interacting with the community and seeing how everybody likes the new weapon and what it's good against and what, you know, what can we bring this new stratagem? Is it best against the automatons or the terminids, or maybe it's best against the Illuminate? I love figuring those things out. That's really fun.
Obama?
And we've not had that much this year. But I don't know. I mean, that's kind of just my thoughts on the current state of Helldivers 2, like there just hasn't been anything going on, and it sucks because I want this game to succeed, obviously.
Oh yeah, World of Warcraft did Tuesday patches, didn't it?
I want this game to... I want to be excited for Helldivers 2 again, man. Like, I don't get excited when I see we have a new major order and we can get a helmet or we can get a new cape. Like, yes, that's better than nothing. They heard the feedback. Like, we wanted the Galactic War to matter again, but we want the Galactic War to have meaningful, cool items. Like, we want unique items designed specifically for the Galactic War. We don't want a war bond that got scrapped because they heard the backlash that they don't want. Like, we don't want pay-to-win vehicles, so they did an emergency, oh, let's scrap this war bond, let's throw the vehicles into the major orders. Like, that's not a good way to go about it. So I hope throughout the rest of this year they keep adding more content to the Galactic War, but they also, you know, give us some war bonds to play around with, give us maybe some new enemies to play around with, some new mission types, and go back and fix some of the pre-existing mission types. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Like, are you taking a break from Helldivers? I know obviously all my friends are, and if you look at the player count in game, like the player count has obviously dropped quite a bit. But are you going to come back once they make more content, or are you at the point where you're kind of just over it and you know, they've had so many ups and downs that, you know, they reached the final down point for you? But, you know, I'm interested in your guys' thoughts. Obviously, when they release new content, I'll probably still cover it as long as it's fun. But, like, these major orders, I've just not been making videos about because I'm not excited about it. I'm not excited about a new helmet. I'm not excited about a new armor set. That I don't even think they released the stats of this armor set. So it's hard to get excited for a new armor when I don't even know what it does. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of this,
yes, Idalian, it's over.
Using the green screen, then let me know. I have a bunch of new video ideas. I got this new camera, and I like this new camera. So I have a bunch of like different green screen type of videos and whatever. And then I plan on doing more content on my second channel, Swanee Rants. So if you want to check that out.
You got a Swanee Rants channel? You got a Snuggie? Oh no, that's a bathrobe. When did he start this channel? Oh, forever ago, but he doesn't post a lot on it. I guess he's going to post more. All right, chat, go like Swanee's video that we just watched. It was a good video. It was a good point of view. A good bathrobe is peak comfort. Bro, I need one. I'm about to order a bathrobe, low-key. Anyways, this was a W video. I didn't even have much to say about it, bro. I just agree. It's that simple. Back when we first set foot in the gloom, they swapped some main objectives with optional ones. I thought it was pretty nice to have launch ICBM as an optional. Bro, that's what I'm saying. There's so much shit that they have that they just don't bring back. Like, their Galactic War good FOMO is actually just bad FOMO. Like, what's up with these missions? Oh, it's good FOMO, so we're saving it for later? Like, where are the fucking side objective launch ICBM shit? That shit was like such a nice mix-up. Like, if they don't want to just put it on every day so it doesn't get old, fine. But, like, why'd they do it once and never again? Like, what happened? Like, why not every weekend there's some special missions? Or every Wednesday? Like, I don't fucking know. Pick a day. Put it on a rotation. Mix it up. Why don't they do anything like that? They don't do any rotations. They don't do any surges. Surges are once in a fucking blue moon. These missions were once, maybe twice, and then never again. Like, what's up with the new stuff coming? What about the old stuff that could come back? That's what I'm saying. Like, what happened to these missions? It was a nice mix-up. Original Gloom Expeditions was peak bug content. The spawns were nuts. My VTuber friend and I got like 3k kills on average. It starts with the same 7 biomes with the same lame modifiers. Don't forget, Arrowhead has plans out to 2035. They've done a good job making new sub-factions, but we're doing the same exact objectives. They do it just to spite you. Or, I mean, are these missions bugged? Like, where are they at? I'm pretty sure one of these side objectives were bugged, right? Was it capture the flag? One of these side objectives were bugged. Which one was it? Does anyone remember? They're in the files. I played them all the time. Yeah, I know. I wish I would play more with the planet modifiers. Bro, yeah, honestly. Like, you can remix a lot of all the old content. Or just bring back surges. Oh, it was a geo survey. That makes sense. Having a live service game with 0 endgame content or grind to chase after 2+ years is insane. That's a lie. Bro, why do you always get the same group of glazers just on every Helldivers video? Oh, that's a lie. Okay. Bro, these people are just stupid and don't know what they're talking about. Legit nothing to do or care about. My brother in Christ, it's entirely possible to enjoy both the gameplay loop and contributing to the Galactic War meta plot without having some tangible, shiny object to grind towards. If you can't manage that, that's your deficiency. Not a problem with the game. Bro, people just be saying shit to defend the game. Like, go sample 100 random game devs who work on just not Helldivers. And the Helldivers devs will tell you progression is important. Pyostat literally said in his AMA that progression was like the #1 content thing on his list of priorities if he had it his exact way. If you ask the Helldivers devs, is progression important to get people to play the game? They will literally tell you yes. Like, you're defending the game with an example that the devs would disagree with you on. Just play one time per half year. You're going to have no issues. You don't have to play every day. You're just not a target audience. Also, did you know that you can't farm super credits? HD2 devs aren't competent, though, so why would their opinion matter? At risk of sounding like a meme, we've never been so over. Poor guy's about to use Kai's words. Let's hope the content drought means they're cooking soup rather than baking a cake. I used to play regularly since launch. I'm level 150, have all the war bonds, and put 1,000 hours in the game. I've not played in over a month, and I feel better for taking the break. I'm not as excited to play anymore, sadly. It's disappointing to see the direction they're taking. It feels like both sides are exhausted and on autopilot. Everyone expects a bad or meaningless communication. It's such a shame. Maybe something awesome is right around the corner, but I don't. Bro, you're a drama farmer. You shouldn't expect anything else. Jesus Christ. Drama farmer, by the way. I fully leveled the hyena. 40 hours of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Ultimate tips and tricks. Rating the balance update. New ship terminals, tons of changes. Most fun stratagems. The best and worst items and Exo experts. How's this guy a drama farmer? Bro does not care about his chat. I hate people of the internet. Your mic is having problems. What kind of problems? It's cutting out? Mic cut out 7 times. Is it still cutting out? Yo, what's up? Barnabas? It's better now? I don't know why that happened. About half the comments you read, we couldn't hear. Oh. About his chat. Oh no, I probably am shaking my leg and kick something. It just did it again. My mic cord is also definitely a little bit fucked up. It did it again? I see my mic moving. Maybe it's lag? Test. Testing. Did it cut out? Is it cutting out? Is it cutting out? I was fidgeting with my cord. It didn't look like it cut out. I don't know what happened. Maybe, I don't know why.
Fellas, today I will horribly predict what will be in the Warhammer 40K.
Bro, why do you pause the music like that?
Fellas, today I will horribly predict. Fellas, today I will horribly predict.
I hate the music cut right there.
Predict what will be in the Warhammer 40K Warbond. By no means am I a follower of this media, games, and the weaponry, but I have played Dark Tide Space Marines 2 and talked with a few of my friends that are really big Warhammer fans, and I asked what they feel is appropriate for this particular Warbond. Before I get into the prediction though, one aspect of these weapons is that it needs to feel powerful. One thing that Mikkel Eriksson said in the first announcement of the Warhammer 40K Warbond.
Maybe it's YouTube. Some people are saying it's cutting out when it isn't for me, but I'm also hearing it cut out. Well, is it cutting out for you, Joe, or not?
Is that the Warhammer 40K universe fits well in the world or universe of Helldivers 2.
Hello everyone, I am Mikael Eriksson, Game Director of Helldivers 2. Today I am very excited to announce a collaboration between Helldivers 2 and Warhammer 40,000 for an upcoming Legendary Warbond. For those of you who haven't enlisted yet, Helldivers...
Did it annoy anyone else? He says Warhammer 40,000.
2 is a high-octane 4-player co-op shooter where you fight as a Helldiver for democracy and the glory of Super Earth. Your mission? To liberate the galaxy from evil, oppressive aliens threatening our way of life. At Arrowhead, we believe these two worlds fit perfectly together. And as a studio full of die-hard Warhammer fans, we are beyond thrilled to see this Legendary Warbond come to life.
This is something that has always been a big head-scratcher for me because the weapons in Warhammer vastly dwarf.
Wait, is it, for official things, is it 40,000? Do you have to say that on official things? I'm trying to think of Warhammer 40,000 trailers I've watched. Yeah, I feel like they say 41st Millennium a lot. I feel like this is the first time I've ever heard 40,000. GW never shortens it to 40K on official media. Send me a 40K trailer where they say 40,000. I mean, to be fair, the game director doesn't have to be a 40K fan. The other devs who work there could be.
Helldivers 2 weaponry and power. So because of this, it will be interesting to see how they balance this. The power fantasy of these weapons needs to be there, and they need to feel like how the guns are really supposed to feel, or at least close to it. I have no doubt that this Warbond will look cool and accurate to the Warhammer.
Bro, what did Vito call them last video we watched? What did he call them? Bro, Vito said some fucking funny ass shit the last Warhammer video we watched. We all commented on his video, remember? What did he say? I already know the weapons are going to be so weak compared to 40K counterpart. Bro, what did Vito say on his last video? Like 3 months ago. His last video 3 months ago. Hold on, we need to know. We must know. Craig. Yeah, he was calling them. Where's my comment, bro? Was it not this video?
Fellas.
Where's my comment? Whatever.
40K media, but the performance, however, is to be questioned because the last two legendary Warbonds were simply not good on performance. Sure, they look cool, but the performance, however,
Who's
is to be
Craig
questioned
Lamau?
due to the last two Warbonds simply just being not good and are seen as the two worst Warbonds in the game. So hopefully alongside with this Warbond...
So I think this Warbond will probably be fine simply because what's this guy? The production director? Production designer? Production director? Oh no, he's one of the leaders at Arrowhead Gaming Studios. There were 2 Reddit posts that said all the other legendary Warbonds fucking suck. This one better be good. And he said it will be.
They buff the other ones so that once we get the Warhammer players to try this Warbond, they're more apt to even try out the other ones. So it's a good business strategy. Also, I do not like how players are telling other players of Helldivers 2 to tamper expectations of this Warbond.
Just a forewarning with the 40K crossover. Dear fellow 40,000 fans, I understand as a fan myself the passion of the 40,000, the lore, and what this cool crossover will be. However, if you really want to have fun, I would temper your lore to game expectations. I've seen this happen in the 40,000 community with crossovers all the time. Just follow this guideline. Your version of the lore is not the same as another 40,000 fans' version of the lore. AP stats, effective guns, and everything else is all over the place in the 40,000 universe. By assuming either 2 points, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. This is not a this gun will be good or bad debate. This is me saying there is half a dozen interpretation on how las guns work, bolters, and many other items that change based on video game, novel, or animation.
Never, and I mean never, tamper down on the expectation of quality. I understand this argument that we can never get truly a one-for-one copy of a gun, especially from the Warhammer universe. However, this should never hand-wave away bad quality. I want them to exceed expectations, rather than other players telling the broader player base to simply just tamper down their expectations.
He's not entirely wrong, but what a soy thing to say.
Look at the situation that we are in now. 2 of the legendary war bonds are the worst in the game, having either side grades of already mediocre weapons in the game, or some of the weapons are just straight downgrades, or weapons that simply just did not go far enough and is simply not to the source material, like the plasma accelerator rifle, not setting things on fire. So just keep that in mind. Always have high expectations for quality. Never tamper down on that. But let's get down to the predictions. The bolt pistol is a given because, well, it was announced in the most recent trailer. A lot of people were mean.
It's going to be medium pen. It's going to just be another verdict. Don't let this post distract you that the lasguns might not have the iconic red laser beam they've had for years because of the recent GW change to make them fire piss yellow lasers that just looks like bullet tracers. Greater than 50% of viewers have liked the stream. Hi, Chaz Nugget, how are you? Whatever happened to the Helldivers movie? I mean, it's still in production, I guess. It's going to be light pen explosive. I saw the leaks.
On this weapon, being that it would be light pen, given Arrowhead's consistent track record of giving light pen to weapons that ought to be medium pen. However, I will go out on a limb here and say that the bolt.
It's going to be the verdict without a guided mode. Oh, I didn't know the verdict has a guided mode.
Pistol will probably either be medium pen or even heavy pen. If it is heavy pen, having a weapon that can give the Senator some competition of choice would be very cool and interesting. Just another option, and I think it'd be very cool. For the primary weapon or weapons, I think that any of the lasguns would be appropriate. There's a Lasborn Hellborn, which is kind of like a DMR style weapon, like kind of like in Darktide, where you can charge it up for a much stronger shot. You got the Infantry Lasgun, which is not a bad choice, just kind of basic. And then you have the Scout Lasgun, which is a very fast, fully automatic weapon. And like I said, in Darktide, you can have perks to it that could make it to where it sets enemies on fire whenever you hit crits. Maybe they can do something similar, but maybe not to crits. Or maybe they could. Be pretty interesting. Any of these choices would be interesting to see, and I think would be appropriate to this war bond. If I had to lean one way or the other, I think the Scout Las and the Hellborn Lasguns would be my 2 top picks for a primary that could be featured. As a throwable, a sticky grenade like the crack grenade would be really cool, seeing how it would be just another option of a sticky rather than just using the thermite all the time. This would be another anti-tank.
Bro, fucking melt a grenade would be cool. I mean, crack grenades are sick. Bro, are Melta grenades even good in Space Marine anymore? They nerfed the fuck out of them, didn't they?
Option, but something that would be more of just instant damage when stuck. I could see it being used on different body parts of more tankier enemies to strip off the armor, and then you can finish them off with your primary or support weapon. As far as a support weapon, I think there's a lot of options, but there's 2 main ones I want to...
Yeah, my bad. I meant the Melta Bomb.
Go into. First is the plasma gun, and I do think that it would be pretty cool seeing how you could charge this weapon up, and it'd be great for single target and
they
AoE.
are still good.
Kind of like a Epoch, but maybe you can change it up to where it maybe has more AoE damage than direct fire damage. But in my...
Bro, the Melta Bomb is the coolest grenade in that game, and it's not even close. Hi, Lucas.
Opinion, having a Meltagun is a for sure way of having a Helldivers 2 fire shotgun-like support weapon. A lot of players have been asking for a support weapon shotgun, and this is kind of like the closest thing to that. It would have some level of anti-tank and would do an extreme amount of damage whenever you're just up close and personal to your enemies. This would be one of the cooler support weapons.
Dreadnought stratagem, big cope.
Seeing how it really hones in on the 40k aesthetics and, of course, the power fantasy of this particular weapon. As for the armor, as far as like the passives go,
just remember the container that holds the crack grenade is called the crack sack.
I have no idea what they could do. They could do a bevy of different things. But what I want to talk about is kind of like the looks of them. It's either going to be the Krieg, which is a safe choice for the most part.
Bro, Vito, you're supposed to call them the Craigs. You're supposed to call them the Craigs, Vito. You're supposed to call them the Death corpse of Craigs. The death corpse of Craigs.
However, I think in the trailer, everyone's trying to figure out what this forearm armor piece is. And I think the best argument that I've seen so far is the Kazargan.
Bro, people are posting this, but this shit's green and this other shit's not green.
Which is the elite force of the Akkadian soldiers. Not only does this forearm...
Yeah, I've heard that sector. What is a Warhammer 40,000 Melta like? How is Space Marines different? Melta Bomb would be a cool disposable. Call in 2 to 3 of them. Give them Hell Bomb, Demo Force, and a short throw distance. Old Man Craig. It could be a gray version, perchance. If they drop Lehman, Russ, MBT, all is forgive. They can brick my PC all they want.
Look the same. If you look at like these little figurines and such, they kind of look about the same. The developers were also painting Kazarkan figurines from my understanding as well. So I think that this is pretty good substantial evidence that probably is going to be Kazarkan armor sets. And also, if you look at the Kazarkan sets, they look kind of Helldiver-y for the most part. Like they look like Helldivers. That's just something added to it as well, which I would agree with Mikkel Eriksson on that one, which is just kind of like just the overall look of the armor set. They do look like Helldivers for the most part. They just like look more grittier and meaner and stuff. Overall, I think that this Warhammer 40k Warbond has the opportunity for Arrowhead to push out a great Warbond. However, like I said before though, the track record is not great. And if anything, I do wish that if this Warbond does come out and if it's great, they should also go back to the other 2 Warbonds, the Killzone and the ODST Warbond, and do a facelift. But you guys let me know what you think down in the comment section below. What do you think will be in the Warhammer 40k Warbond? As always, like, share, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Yo, Swanee, what's up, King? Swanee, you know the one thing I don't like about your videos is that I just agree with you. So there's not even much for me to comment on. Because I just agree. I'm just like, yeah, true. It's like, I'm just kidding. It was a good video. And no problems. I always share the link after. Did people comment? They just added a new Melta to Space Marine 2 that has crazy range. Is it the heroic version? They added a new one that goes way further because everyone was asking for it.
Progress towards the Ordnance Depot. We will rendezvous with you and combat squad Hellaton there.
Is this the new Melta? I don't know. This is from 6 days ago. Didn't the update just get posted? New heroic Melta is fun. Parry, 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 parry. Pistol shot, parry, pistol shot. The short's almost over. I'm trying to see what it looks like real quick, bruh. You normally point out things I don't notice or think to test out. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I mean, that has way better range than the old Melta. So what's the heroic one? It's just better range? It does like no damage. Day 2 of update, it's okay, needs more damage. New axe and power sword are out of the box good. This game is so bricked as well. He used it once on a bunch of gaunts. What's up, Bill? Unless you're Henry Cavill, you probably should keep any interest in Warhammer 40,000 a secret if you have any hope of finding a woman. Did I share Vito's video? Guys, make sure you click this link and you comment, why didn't you say Craig? Bring back Craig. Make sure you comment hashtag bring back Craig. Hashtag bring back Craig. Hi, Hog. My girl loves 40,000. That dude is on crack. Are you excited about the war bond? No, not really. The corpse of Craig will never be forgotten. Yo, Infamous
No.
J with the $5, and he says no. Okay. The corpse of Craig will never be forgotten. I'm on Fent, not crack. It has better damage than Relic, but it's a charge up for every shot that gives double range. Wait, oh, it's a charge up? I don't like that. Yo, what up, Tio? I know it's funny. A lot of 40,000 guys I know have girlfriends or significant others, but not you. And that's why you're in my stream, Xano, because we're here to solve the male loneliness epidemic. Crack with a K, like the grenade.
For almost 3 years. Hear about this video. It's done for almost 3 years at this point.
I'm trying to find it.
Under the rug like Arrowhead has done for almost 3 years at this point. So Arrowhead, if you have...
Bro, it's right here.
As opposed to just sweeping it under...
I'm gonna get you, Hog. I'm gonna get you. Bro, I'm trying to find the fucking still. I'm sorry, I can't get over his nostrils. Bro, it's here. And then when I let go, it goes away. All right. Let's watch Hog's video. He posted this July 8th, 2026.
Chapter 1. Money.
Bro, there was a freeze frame where you went like this. And that's a goated emote.
If you've ever looked at that Super Earth bank account and been hit with all zeros, you've no doubt tried to get your money up. You've also, no doubt, quit after a very short span of time because the process is boring as hell. I'm here to tell you how to grind effectively, why grinding feels that way, and why Arrowhead Game Studios isn't changing it, even though they've admitted they're more than aware of the problem for a number of years now. Super credits are the premium currency in Helldivers 2. They are used to buy war bonds, which are the game's equivalent of battle passes, and also to buy premium content that comes into the Superstore alongside those war bonds. This is where veterans, or just anyone past level 35, gets all of their new gear from, because these systems are where Helldivers 2 has chosen to localize.
I know 40,000 guys that have girlfriends and wives, but whenever I ask to see pictures, they say they don't use social media, and when I go over to their house to play 40,000, there's no evidence that these women exist.
Lies almost the entirety of its progression. One of the reasons that people were so jazzed about Helldivers 2 on release is because the game was presented.
High thick, interesting hair choice. Keep up the great work. I want you guys to know I'm never getting this haircut again. I fucking hate all of you. And I also don't look like Pot of Greed.
Presenting itself as a premium package that you could pay for and then pretty much play forever. The only hiccup to the presentation was the premium currency. People saw that the game had super credits in it, that they'd be able to be bought for real money. They got worried. But Arrowhead quelled those fears by letting us know that no, you can farm for super credits in-game. It's as simple as picking them up in mission. How pro-consumer of them. This isn't a game that runs on V-Bucks and COD points. This is a game with a robust progression system that values the player's time and experience and investment of both, is what I thought to myself. Now, here's something interesting.
Bro, I don't look like this. How are you going to say look like a turnip, bro?
Zuma broccoli haircut.
Bro, I literally don't look like this. You guys are capping. What the fuck? It's the broccoli pregnant man. They have a broccoli pregnant man, bro? That's crazy. This one's me. This one's me. I'm a pregnant man. I posted it in Smell Divers. Make pregnant broccoli man an emote. Time to get art made. I'm not a broccoli pregnant man. I will deny the allegations.
Hog, me, sent a message on February 7th of 2024 in the main Helldivers Discord, one day before the game's official release. The message goes like this. It's directed at Baskinator, the community manager.
Why is broccoli pregnant man one of the first images you find when you search broccoli with a face?
At Baskinator, has any thought been given to tying supercritic gain to game difficulty? If it's going to be a valuable currency people chase, I could see a meta developing quickly where people choose the easiest difficulty and breeze through missions in order to maximize supercredit gain rather than interacting with the game at its fullest. Look familiar? Maybe there are systems in place to prevent it. I don't want to assume it's something you guys haven't discussed.
How did bro figure out the super credit farming meta before the game came out? This is diabolical. This is truly diabolical. By the way, thank you, Zinni, for the dono.
Now let's see Pot of Greed.
Bro, I don't fucking look like this. What is fucking wrong with you guys? Yo, Mr. Bean with the dono says, let's see Pot of Greed. Bro, I don't have squinty eyes. And this thing is bald. Pot of Greed is literally bald. Use the not muscular version and it fits. Why is everyone attacking you? I don't understand how you guys think you can verbally abuse me like this without donating via Ko-Fi. Okay. We're starting our graphics card fund. You get to draw 2 more cards, I think. I play Pot of Greed, which lets me draw 2 cards. And then I play Pot of Greed, which lets me draw 2 more cards. And then I play Slifer the Sky Dragon.
Oh, you sweet summer child. The framework for the terrible system that we have today was laid and visible before the game even released. For anyone who's confused, let me catch you up. Chapter 2, Slog. The shortest version of this story is that yes, you can pick up super credits in Mission. They spawn at areas called POIs, places of interest, minor places of interest to be specific. When you find certain POIs, those POIs have a chance to spawn loot. That loot that spawns has a chance to...
I think they should change the name to Major Points of Interest. Bro, just do GoFundMe with that haircut. You will have the graphics card in 2 hours. You should keep getting this haircut. Infinite money glitch. Thick flaturning. That's not what it does. Pot of Greed draws 2 cards, bro.
Be a bundle of super credits. And very, very rarely, you can find a bundle of 100. I've only found 2 ever, and I have 1,000 hours in the game, so they're rare. I also don't farm a lot for some of the reasons we're going to talk about today, but I digress. They are a unicorn. Now, war bonds cost 1,000 of these super credits if they are not a collab, in which case they...
Here's the issue. Okay. Game devs play the game from their dev servers. They don't ever play the live version. It's just a thing that they do. And so they never needed super credits. So they never thought to themselves, what's the best way to farm super credits? So they never realized before the game came out that level 1 missions were going to be the best way to farm super credits. That was completely unintended. They legit intended for you to get super credits a little higher than the rate you do on Diff 10, because they did nerf them by like 25%, if not more, over the last couple years. The actual like thing, I don't know the right word to use for this. The right thing to do would be to remove level 1 super credit farming. Because that's not what they intended ever. However, they shouldn't do that because it's not actually the right thing to do. I thought the rate was dropped 33. The listed rate is 25%, but I'm pretty sure they have nerfed it more than that. The listed rate on the wiki is 25%. Super credit farms should be removed. It shouldn't be removed because there are people in countries that don't have a strong currency where the super credit farming is really nice, or some people don't have a job, so the super credit farming is nice for them, or some people just simply have more important things to spend their money on, or bills to pay, or kids to take care of, and super credit farming is good for them. And ultimately, the way the game is played by the vast majority of people is seasonally. So when you really break it down, this group of players right here who play the game nonstop, this group of players has a much higher rate of super credit farming. This group of players who show up for a week on the large updates, these guys don't super credit farm at nearly as high rates. Some of them definitely do. Some of them hop on, maybe the night before a big update or after they play a couple games, and they grind out super credits, and then they get the war bond for free. But this group of players, the casuals, are the ones who fund everyone, generally. So ultimately, the super credit farming thing is like for the more hardcore players at the end of the day. Like, I don't know the exact rates, but I would guess that, you know, the more hardcore group of people probably spend way less money. Even if you don't super credit farm, if you just play the game every single fucking day, like, you will get enough super credits. You will get enough super credits that you really don't even need to farm on level 1 missions. But you have to play like every day to be able to do that. Space Marine 2 had an update. We could go farm capes instead of super credits. Super credit is max 500 an hour at the moment. That's crazy. It's max 500 an hour at the moment. Personally, honestly, the only thing they need to do is slightly buff the rates on D10 and D7, you know, above difficulty 1. Like, they literally just need to slightly buff the rates, to be honest with you. And then add like 10 to 20 super credits to the mega base rewards. Like, that's it. That's literally all they need to do.
Cost 1,500. Store pages cost around the same with some minor variation. So to get just a war bond, it is 100 super credit drops on average.
And then they should add transmog, but you have to spend 100 super credits to copy one armor, and then you could put it on another armor. So you have to spend super credits to do transmog.
So far, so good. But here's the problem. If you want to get super credits, playing the game as it's intended actively works against you in multiple ways. Moving up in difficulty increases both map size and density, but it does not proportionally increase the amount of places of interest that you find, which means that those places of interest get spread out, so you have to spend more time traveling from one to the next to the next. Super credits also have the same drop rates among all of the difficulties, unless you get to difficulty 4 or above.
If Arrowhead made transmog cost super credits, you would hear 0 cry diving from me. That's the right move to do. They should absolutely do that. Making you extract with super credits instead of just leaving. They could do that. We need Buzzcut next. How so? What do you mean, how so? If you want to get a transmog of an armor, you got to spend super credits.
In which case, their drop rate actually lowers because an item called a rare sample gets introduced into the loot pool, diluting it, meaning you see super credits less because they have a lower chance to spawn. So because as difficulty increases, so does map size and enemy density, and as difficulty increases, super credit drop chance decreases.
Bro, if you add transmog, the vast majority of people would only get like 1 to 5 armors total. Okay, but why? Because they should be farming money off of cosmetics and less money off of war bonds. And then they should actually develop the deeper systems in the game instead of slopping out so many war bonds all the time. Their main form of revenue is war bonds, and it should be more cosmetic. I'm not opposed to your transmog idea. Also, I like the idea of better drop rates for higher difficulties. Sitting on 5,000, never farmed a day in my life. You have the same haircut as the high guard dude. I'm okay with that. Give out Warbond tokens for MOs. They made a new currency just to not do anything with it. I still think we should be able to change the colors of the base game armor. Oh yeah, and they should charge money for reshades. Charge money for reshades, transmog, and make more armor sets to sell in general. That's a good point. The art team never fails. It's a shame so many armor sets have shit armor passives. I'd like to customize armor with stuff like markings, battle damage, etc. Charge money to remove the fog. I would pay for that. That's cosmetic. I wouldn't care. Warframe does that. They sell color palettes. Damn, my nose is clear now. Almost.
People who are farming super credits do so on the lowest difficulties that the game has to offer, which means they're playing the least engaging versions of the missions that the game has to offer. It is tedious and it is time consuming. What's the worst part about eating a clock? It's time consuming. Now you understand the core of the issue. So here is where stuff gets a little more complicated. Other smarter people than me have done the calculations for how much time it takes to unlock everything in-game. This chart is operating off of the idea that you're getting 300 super credits an hour. In my experience, this is generous, to say the least, but it's a fine metric for now. Now, just looking at these numbers paints a decent looking picture. People put hundreds.
They should do what I said with more armor sets in general that they sell. Transmog and reshades and color palettes cost super credits. And then there's only a war bond on title updates. But then title updates come with way more weapon customization, stratagem customization, support weapon, sidearm customization, all that. Pretty much everything when it comes to weapon customization should just be unlocked. You should be able to functionally customize any liberator that you could just turn it into any other liberator. Except the base weapons have their own specific stats. So like it should be to the point where technically you buy each liberator for each different part you want. And then you buy the Liberator Carbine, which is the best base statted Liberator. So then you take the parts from the other Liberators and you put it onto the Lib Carbine, and that's the best version of the Liberator. So you have a different reason to buy each Liberator, but then you also have a reason to buy the best base. And you should be able to customize any weapon within like a subgroup to become another weapon of the same subgroup, damn near, with just like different base stats. And you can find what you like. More customization is better. But they view it as the opposite. They view it as each gun should have its own identity. But like, what the fuck is the identity between the liberators? You got your medium pen liberator, you got your stagger liberator, you got your fast fire rate liberator. You got your liberator. You have your fire liberator. It's like, who fucking cares, bro? Just let us fucking mix and match everything, choose our ammo type, just unlock it all. That's what customization should be. It would be way better. They think of guns like heroes in a hero shooter. Yeah, and it's just fucking not. Or convert the Warbond weapons into part kits. That's literally what I just said. It's the same thing. You're just rephrasing it and acting like it's a different idea. It's the same exact thing. I saw on a Hog stream the other night an upcoming shotgun that... Yo, Seth with the $2. Thank you, Seth. Choosing ammo types would instantly make a lot of guns more interesting.
Of hours into Helldivers, so why is there any discourse at all? Compare these numbers to a grind from a game like something like Warframe, and this seems downright free and easy. The problem is exactly what we established before. The grind isn't tied into the main gameplay loop. If you choose to grind your super credits on D10 because that's the difficulty that you play, because you have a little bit of skill when it comes to Helldivers.
Helldivers will never implement the changes we want. It means admitting they were wrong, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Brother, it would mean admitting they were wrong like 37 times. And yes, they will never implement anything I'm saying. Don't let anything I'm saying about the potential of weapon customization get your hopes up for the game, because the devs are just flat out never going to do it, because they think that that would make you overpowered. And grunts are not supposed to be Doom guy, even though Doom Eternal is literally the more difficult video game. Hog took down the Groundhog Crossing sign. Sailor the Mount broke, lol. It's coming back. 5K players and maybe they will listen. Give up on HD2. Can we just throw out game recommendations? Huh? I love Doom Eternal. Everyone loves Doom Eternal.
Then all of these numbers increase astronomically.
Yeah, I agree,
if
Seth.
If you choose to grind efficiently, you're looking at a little over 50 hours of gameplay. But are you, though? Does this look like gameplay to you? Am I playing the game right now?
Yes.
A couple nights ago, I was up a little too late, and I stumbled across the...
Well, technically, Hog, you are playing the game. What you meant to say was that it's not fun or exciting gameplay, but you didn't say that. You asked if you were playing the game, and the answer is yes. So even though I know exactly what you mean, I'm just going to act like I don't and actually,
these gentlemen with whom I decided I would try my hand at some super credit farming. It was late, I was tired, I was already listening to some YouTube, which is unironically what people tell you to do when you farm super credits. They tell you to numb your mind with podcasts and YouTube. I digress. We had some terrible luck the first few rounds because the host just picked a couple of bad planets, but eventually we swapped to a desert planet and we were off to the races. We followed the farming guidebook. Bring an FRV for speed. Bring a war.
Bro, at least it flipped. At least it landed on the tires.
To a desert planet and we were...
Bro, it's so true. Bro, the FRV is such a trap. It's ridiculous.
Off to the races. We followed the farming guidebook. Bring an FRV for speed. Bring a warp pack to get into bunkers.
At least it landed on the tires, brother.
Bring something that breaks open crates and move as fast as you can from POI to POI. Don't complete the main objective so that you can still leave the mission. Type C when you think the map is clear, and when the team agrees, you leave and you move on. That's how
Blacklight Retribution.
So take that guide, take it from me. We farmed for about 3 hours, and ultimately we made 500 super credits, which... not the best number in the world, but it took us a minute to lock in and kind of find our flow, so cut me some slack. This is also kind of part of why I said the 300 super credits per hour metric was generous, because I've farmed on multiple occasions, and that is not the rate that I get super credits at, and believe you me, I'm getting through that shit as fast as I can. But again, I digress. We'll act as if you get 300 SC every single hour. Why not? It took us a second to lock in. While we were farming, there was kind of this sense of camaraderie between us. Kind of like we were all...
Bro, 300 super credits per hour is like sweatshop wages. That's probably more than a sweatshop. Holy fuck. Sweatshop workers typically earn between 33 cents and $1.58 per hour. Damn. That's fucked up, man. I feel bad for those people. I'd rather farm my couch and glove box. Yeah, that's horrible. 300 super credits like getting paid in store credit. I mean, true, it is getting paid in store credit. I regret all the hours I've sunken into super credit farming. If I put all that time into job searching, I'd have 3 jobs. Ain't much, but at least it's something in this economy. Could hire them to farm the super credits. Oh my God, you could.
In detention or something. Like we were all doing something that we really didn't want to be doing.
In the countries where sweatshops exist, that's more money than what they get on local jobs. That's why they work there. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy to think about. I can't imagine. Like, I can't even imagine that.
But we were stuck doing it together.
Bro, listen, chat, you might think this is a cringe thing to say, but if you're born in a country where your currency is like decently strong, you're literally above like 70% of the world. Like if you're born in America, like how much richer are you compared to the rest of the world? Top 1 to 3. The income of a homeless person in wealthy nations averages 7,000 to 15,000 per year, whereas the global average GDP per capita is roughly 14,000 per year. And the global median individual income is significantly lower. If you're literally homeless in America, you make more money than people in like third world countries. Which is fucking insane. That's why I say, like, I can't even imagine being in that situation. I've never experienced it. And I can't even begin to imagine it. A peso is 5 cents. So when Mexicans work here illegally and send money back, minimum wage is 175 per hour. We have poor here too, though. Corps basically have wage slaves. It's just our currency and GDP. People don't understand that poverty is the default state of things.
So we kind of bonded over that a little bit, which is not enough, not even close to enough to justify this crap system that way outdated and over.
Yeah, I understand. I said a homeless person.
Overdue for an overhaul, but it is still kind of nice, you know? We were cracking jokes, talking about, like, the new gear that they were unlocking as we were farming. It was a good time. We were getting better at optimizing the farming process. I cracked this joke about Dune, and they both said lol, which is a W. Now, we had brought up the existence of the legendary 100 super credit drop beforehand, and I had told them about how rare it is. I have 1,000 hours. I've only seen it twice. You get the deal. Letting them know that it's a unicorn and that we probably would not find one. That's what writers like to call foreshadowing. Round after round, we kept up the farming machine, cracking POIs, typing C for clear in the chat, exiting, going straight to the next mission as fast as we could. Rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat until finally there it was.
Well, each country has different problems, Scarfy. That's why they say money doesn't buy happiness. which is somewhat true.
The 100 super credit drop. A mythical creature in the wild, gracing us with its sacred presence. It was really hype
There is one perfect country, Sweden.
for like 15 seconds. And I felt like...
Well, I think it depends, right? Like, if you're broke and you gain money, then it will probably immediately solve a lot of your problems, and that would make you happy, right? But, like, I feel like it's a mindset as well. Because, like, you could be happy and poor, and you could also be happy and rich.
I hope this money buys your happiness, kitten.
Yo, thank you for the $2, Fugs. Could we get some W's? That made me happy for 2 minutes. $1 per minute for happiness. Just don't become a game dev in Sweden, and you should be fine, probably. Your country's GDP means jack shit if most everyone is poor and not escaping that poverty ever. The pedantic wording is money doesn't buy happiness, but poverty causes misery.
Me and my boys have finally made it. We'd hit it big. And then it was back to farming.
Like, I feel like it's just a little bit nuanced, right? Like, it depends upon the person and the situation.
I know that seems kind of...
I've never seen a happy poor person unless they were on drugs and drunk. I mean, I'm a happy poor person.
anticlimactic after hyping up the rarity of this legendary item that we'd found, maybe my third ever, but super credit farming is anticlimactic. Every high is met with an immediate low.
That doesn't mean I don't have any problems or worries, but I just choose to be happy. I choose it. My dopamine dollars rise when I see number in bank account rise.
Low. Every hype moment is followed by this drag. It's a repetitious slog that just puts its claws in you and fucking, I would say, doesn't let go, but actually it wants you to go. It wants you to stop farming. Sure, I spoke highly of the camaraderie that this slog builds, but do you honestly think that I wouldn't have had a better time just blasting some bugs and some bots with these guys? Playing an actually engaging mission and seeing how they fare on higher difficulties? Plenty of farming lobbies are just stranger slop. Funny enough, that's also what I call the new season.
Alcohol's literally a depressant.
But seriously, nobody talks or engages. It's just like clocking into a shift with coworkers that you are perfectly neutral with, but you don't care to know any better. In fact, I'd say that that sums up pretty much all of my problems with super credit farming. It feels like I am clocking into a shift, not turning on my favorite game, or turning on a game at all for that matter. I'll clock into a shift of blowing up bugs and bots any day of the week. That's the whole reason that I'm here. But this is a 9 to 5 shift. This is just walking around and crossing your fingers the game. Fucking 4 out of 10 IGN, not enough walking. So that's the problem. Chapter 3. Why the hell isn't it fixed? The CCO of Arrowhead Game Studios, ex-CEO, stepped down, not fired, Johan Pilestedt. He's acknowledged this issue on several occasions, and this is a guy who clearly has a lot of sway inside the company. 2 years ago, in response to a Reddit user who was discussing the issues that we have already discussed, Pilestedt had this to say. Dude, I agree, but it's a bit too sensitive to rebalance it. I know our design director wants to change it, so we flip it to make the highest difficulties pay the most. But the team can't stand another controversy, so it'll have to happen next year or later. This was a comment made post-Escalation of Freedom, so that controversy that he's referring to is probably Escalation of Freedom and maybe some things that followed soon after, like the Sony thing. By the way, fuck you, Sony. Let's keep our discs. 2 years later, and 2 months ago, as of the time of recording this, Pilestedt did a big Q&A with the Helldivers Unfiltered community. This Q&A was both important and disastrous for the state of the game, as it revealed some very concerning things that we had suspected about both the direction of the game and their development of it. One user asked this. basically whether or not Arrowhead was indifferent to the criticism about how super credit farming is implemented into the game as it stands. Pilestead's response: I think super credit earn should skew a bit more to the higher difficulties to make the game more engaging. Farming at low levels isn't exciting, but we are very cautious of rebalancing this as it will inevitably cause backlash, and we want more positivity and less negativity. I have thoughts on this now, I had thoughts on this then, and I voiced them. Here's my reply, which actually got more up.
I'm gonna be real. If you just said, like, if they literally just said, we've buffed super credit earn rate on higher difficulties by 10%, and we nerfed super credits on lower difficulties by 10%, I feel like no one would be mad. Maybe people would say it's like not enough or something. But like, I don't know. That just seems like a very simple thing where it's like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I feel like they probably just don't want to do that because the amount of, well, first of all, they should probably buff it and nerf it by at least 25%. Because that's what they've stealth nerfed super credits by. And I feel they've stealth nerfed super credits by 25% because people were farming too much on level 1. Like, you used to be able to farm, like, on launch, you could farm like fucking 2,000 super credits in an hour if you were going turbo ham. And now it's like less than 1,000. I think Clay said it was like 500 now. So that's like a 75% nerf, which, to be honest with you, 2,000 super credits per hour is fucking ridiculous. Like, that should have got nerfed. Why nerf lower diff? Just buff higher diff and keep lower diff the same. Because it probably should skew a bit on the higher end. Bro, Finn, what the fuck? Like, here's the thing. I don't think just by playing the game, you should get 500 super credits per hour. Because that's what lower difficulty gives you. Like, think about the rates. They literally would never make any money if you got 500 super credits per hour playing on Diff 10. They would never make any money. No, they did nerf super credit farming. It's listed on the wiki. That's more like a bell curve diminishing returns in a sense. I just don't want 500 rare samples anymore. How is that hard? Well, nobody wants any fucking samples. Is it possible Sony would have to okay any super credit changes? Probably not. There's some sort of hard lock once you get 300 super credits in less than an hour now. There shouldn't be. If they capped it that low, that's definitely not right. What if they have Leviathan and Hivelord kills, give super credits, or even secondary mission completion? Ombar, the rates were literally reduced. It's on the wiki. It was reduced from 25% to 20%, which is a 25% reduction. And also, the rates were lowered. If you go look up super credit farming videos from launch and look up recent, it's much lower on difficulty 1. Like, they did nerf the rates multiple times since launch. The fuck is this? Oh, Chinese? I don't know what page on the wiki it's on. Thank you, chat. Yeah, old scopes. Fucking forever ago. Yeah, definitely. Like a blitz mission when I was turbo farming them. If casuals can't get super credit on lower diff and super credit farms are exclusive to higher diff, that's going to kill player count. What diff do average players play? Diff 7 and then diff 10. Diff 7's the most popular and then diff 10. It showed on the wiki somewhere that it was lowered from 25% to 20%. Yeah, they did. Pretralis. Diff 5 to 7 is where most people sit, then 10. It's literally 7 and then 10. They told me that when I went to Sweden. It's not an opinion. They literally told me this. They added more stuff, and this was also a year ago. I would imagine more people are on Diff 10 now. They added more stuff to the pool, like the empty ones. What's up, Secadonian? Slop Bond trailer tomorrow. Remember when there were actually enemies on Diff 10? Yeah, bro, that's the other thing as well. There's like no fucking enemies on your average Diff 10 mission. It's crazy to think most people play Diff 7. That's not that crazy.
Oh, I found the mother load of rare samples. Now for the robot. The least amount of
So 1 year ago, they were saying 500 per hour. How do you sort by oldest? Can you not fucking sort by oldest on YouTube? What the fuck? Look at these ads. Buy 10,000 super credits for 20 bucks. You can buy super credits on Etsy? You can buy super credits on Etsy? It doesn't say sort by oldest anywhere. This game will make you come in 1 second. Two years ago, 2025.
Hello and welcome back to Democracy, everybody. Welcome back to Helldivers 2, where today we're going to be doing an updated guide on how to get super credits quickly. So we do have super credits here in the Superstore, and obviously you could just buy them if you would like to, but we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be going over how to farm them. So I did this for about an hour. Originally I had 5 super credits, and now I have 565. Now then I tried to record this video, and I had another 10 added onto that, so you should probably take that away from that hour, as well as one of those was from a War Bond armor. So I made roughly like 450 credits within that hour. That's not a guaranteed amount that you're going to be making. It does seem like they increase the amount of super credits that do spawn in missions. So we're going to be going over how to get.
Does this guy farm solo? Yeah. You farm super credits way faster in a 4-man.
Light. Speed. Difficulty. Down. Planet. Any. Ooh, good visibility. Any operation. Any stratagems. Land. Scan around. Ooh, thing. Ooh, thing. Go there. Go off of theirs. Havoc. Boom. Done. Repeat. Friendship optional.
That was a good guide.
Super credits are the most important currency in Helldivers 2. More than 75% of in-game items guide too seriously. I'm being so for real right now, guys. 2100 super credits costs $19.99. At best, if you solo farm for super credits, you can get
Please give Far Far West Dev some more ideas so the game can die for good.
Around 500 credits per hour max, and that's if you're lucky. If we convert that to dollars per hour, that's around $5 an hour grinding the game. Is this method the most efficient way to farm super credit? $5 an hour grinding.
Did you say 500? September 1st, 2025. We need one from 2024. We need a 2024 super credit farm guide. Yo, Hog in chat. He literally been here. I don't know the big deal. Just ask your parents. Ooh. I tended to not have enough medals. Well, yeah, because medals are capped. What's this guy's full YouTube channel? Easy? Oh, here he is. This guy played in 2024. Oh, I didn't post a super credit video. Can't you use before 2025? Can you do that in YouTube search? No, that doesn't work. Oh, Clay. What am I thinking? 10 months, 11 months, 1 year, 5 months, 1 year, 5 months, 1 year, 2 year.
Now, next up is the cash shop.
Yo, the beard was crazy.
Performance because it's.
Yo! Look at the beard. I don't think this is super credit farming. This was before the game came out. Yo, Clay's first video about Helldivers. Here he is bitching about Game Guard. Let's hear it.
With everything. For now, though, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're lighting this off with game stability and performance because it's the thing I got asked the most about. And with Game Guard, that was no real surprise. It's had a bad reputation as the worst anti-cheat for a very long time, and it's also the cheapest anti-cheat. And it's almost all of the negative reviews for the game by itself. It doesn't take a lot of searching to see how many people have had problems with it in the past, and it will be the main reason behind random crashes and FPS stuttering in the future, because that's what it's been. been known to do before. It's also labeled as a rootkit anti-cheat, which doesn't sit well with anyone, and because of its past, I think it was a massive mistake for them to go with GameGuard. I will personally keep pushing for them to change it in the future because I see a lot of potential in the core game itself. So I did try opening everything that I could think of on my PC to see if I would get a false positive shutdown by it, but I couldn't trigger it. As for crashing, I've had 7 in 28 hours of playing. 4 of my crashes were on tier 9 difficulty, but the rest seemed fairly random, and I've had 3 load hangs that I've had to Alt F4, and I only experienced FPS drops when there was too much moderated democracy happening. Outside of that, things did seem pretty okay, and reconnecting to my friends' missions when I did crash worked pretty seamlessly. I'm just not sure what you would do if you were playing with random people, but to my surprise, they are actively working on fixing all these problems and gotten quite a bit done already. We've seen a ton of games in the last 10 years just abandoned right after launch, but so far it looks...
I messaged that to him. I said the face of the man who didn't know GameGuard was going to fry his SSD.
Looks like they want to have a really fun, functional game for us. Now on startup, GameGuard does run my CPU pretty hard in a comparable way to Zyncode. If you play Black Desert online, you know what I'm talking about, but if not, you just need to let your game run for like 5 minutes and it'll calm down. This was exactly the same on both of my computers and for everybody that I've played with so far that I asked. Both my PC specs are on screen right now, and on my main PC, temps and performance were very stable the entire time I was playing while streaming from the same PC. The 7700K build ran pretty well on the lowest settings with a few dips when crazy things
Level
happened,
20 Clay.
Nothing too unplayable. It did struggle when I turned the graphics up even to medium though, so that's just something to keep in mind. And my friend on his AMD rig had stable performance with almost no temperature issues after running the game for about 5 minutes. All 3 of these PCs are on AIO, so keep that in mind. But I personally haven't experienced temperature problems yet, and the people I played with haven't either. If you are worried about it, just run the game on lower settings and you should be fine. And if you do experience a false positive from GameGuard or problems with it, just write it down below in the comments or at me in the Helldivers 2 channel in my Discord with it. And I'll...
I've only crashed twice, but they were like full computer crashes. It's weird my PC still has power, but I need to hard reset to get Windows started. What is it? Running too hot or anything either. Search for Dadpool. All right, I'll look up Dadpool. El Bozo. Do you need a link? Ooh, 1,000 plus super credits per hour 2 years ago. There it is. Yeah, so in 2024, 1,000 plus, and in 2025, every video says 500. I watch a lot of Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay's my hero.
Notepad message get there. Anyway, so what I did was
Upvotes than Pilested's initial reply. Yes, I do think about that all the time because I won. This reflects my thoughts today. The first time you acknowledged this, you said you wanted to wait because the team, quote, can't handle another controversy, end quote. From my perspective, waiting this long without any action has landed you in an arguably much larger controversy. I think you all would benefit wildly from making some of these changes you've been pondering for years. It's long overdue. Banger of a response. This dude knows what he's talking about. Ooh.
Bro, how long does Arrowhead? Damn, we got the Giga Chad Hog. We got the perfect Giga Chad Hog pause. That's crazy. What was I saying before this? I got distracted. Gordon Slamsy, and he's addicted to sex. For me personally, nothing was more hype than the game at launch. I have no idea if we'll ever get a genuine version of what we thought would be delivered by Arrowhead. We won't. This should be an emote. Do you want me to make the videos louder? I've been having some of the dumbest discussions. Some Glazer was really complaining the dev is focusing on fun and not difficulty. Did he say fun? Like, why are they focusing on fun? I hate Hog because his perfect GigaChad face and opinions makes any Foyd wants to talk to me.
Here's the concerning thing, though. Arrowhead has a tendency, when asked hard-hitting questions about things like this, to hide behind the idea that
Helldiver
they are
is
avoiding
Doom now?
controversy and backlash. But to put it bluntly, I don't believe them. Historically, they have not shied away from making drastic, sweeping decisions that affect huge tenets of the core gameplay loop whenever they feel like it. Many of the changes and behaviors that have sparked
Scrap what
massive amounts of
content?
community backlash are not subtle mistakes that are being misinterpreted. They are decisions with obvious ramifications that garner backlash that is widespread because the obvious consensus is that these decisions are bad. The reason that I am hammering this down is because Arrowhead likes to act like they just can't predict when their actions are going to piss players off. But this just can't be true. I think Arrowhead makes changes like AP4 Hive Guard, tripling the durable damage of every enemy in the game, not documenting notes in their patch notes, because they are hedging their bets that they can do these things without sparking enough backlash that they have to walk the changes back. They're crossing their fingers and hedging their bets that the majority of the player base just accepts it and they can move on. I don't know why. I don't really see how any of the changes that they've made are worth that risk. But, I mean, hey, all I can do is speculate, and from the outside looking in, that's what it feels like. Could be a hole in my theory. I don't know. So why won't they just bite the bullet and take the hit to improve everybody's experience? Because right now, Arrowhead has the perfect premium currency system that allows them to pretend that they have created a premium currency system that is designed to be farmed, when in reality, every facet that the super credit farming system has is designed to funnel you into opening your wallet to avoid the painful experience that they have either intentionally or unintentionally curated, but absolutely intentionally maintained. Here's where the disparity comes from. Chapter 4. Shams Georgiani. Ask Arrowhead where different groups of players fit into the monetization system, and they will probably give you an answer like this. Players who regularly play the game will, over time, accrue enough premium currency in order to not have to buy the next war bond whenever it comes out, or Superstore page. Players who don't want to play the game as often can check in every few months, spend a small fee in order to catch up with the people who have been playing the game, and enjoy all of the new content whenever it's released. On paper, this sounds perfectly fine. These returning players could, in theory, just put in a few hours playing the game as it's intended and accrue enough premium currency in order to get whatever's new. Here's how the system actually works. The player base is not split into two categories, it is split into three. There's the crowd who pops in every few months and spends $10 to get the newest war bond, maybe $20 to get the Superstore page as well. There's the crowd who plays regularly, but doesn't want to waste their time playing the game on its lowest difficulty for whatever reasons they might have, and maybe they have a couple of super credits built up so they spend $8 or $5 instead of 10. Maybe they don't have any and they just spend 10 so that they can get something in the Superstore page. You get the idea. And then there's the third group of players who both play the game regularly and are willing to spend the time that they spend playing that game engaging with it on its lowest difficulties in order to maximize their super credit gain. These are typically the people that have super credit reserves built up and can afford the war bonds consistently when they come out. Technically, you could consider hackers a fourth group in this ecosystem, but that's a whole can of worms that I'm not digging into right now. In this model that I've presented, a sizably larger chunk of the player base is monetized. The The only people that are really getting a free ride after buying the game for $40 or $60, might I remind you, are people who are willing to dedicate the overwhelming majority of their free time, not just to Helldivers 2 specifically, but to the most deliberately unengaging parts of Helldivers 2.
What do you recommend if I want to get the same experience as Stalwart maxing? What do you mean, recommend what? The War Bond should be released next week, Tuesday.
And because the system on the surface seems
just finished my daily 6 hours of slop diving. How are you, Thick? What's up, Plagmatics?
Accessible enough, you get droves of fans who rush in to defend this system simply because it's not as bad as what other companies are doing, or it's free, bro. At least you can actually get it for free. It's not free. I won't get on my soapbox, but I seriously ask this group of people, do you genuinely value the limited and finite free time that you have so little that you are willing to spend it doing something that you don't enjoy simply because it could be worse? Are you so content that you are willing to drag the rest of the player base down with you because you just can't stand to see people criticize your favorite developer? If that's you, then I urge you to finish this video and reconsider your stance. Super credits are not a currency that is designed to be farmed. Super credits are a currency that is cosplaying as a currency designed to be farmed, but they lack the most important tenet of a resource that can be gained through gameplay: tying that resource's gain into the core gameplay loop. This is something that games like Warframe are a master of. It takes far longer to get a mid-tier item in Warframe than it does to get a War Bond in Helldivers 2. So why does the Warframe grind have so many enjoyers when the Helldivers grind has so many haters? It's because Warframe makes the grind fun by tying it into different iterations of the same core gameplay loop that you are already there for. You logged in to be a space ninja, so when you grind, you shouldn't have to stop being a space ninja. The same way that in Helldivers 2, you log in to be a super soldier facing insurmountable odds in the most extreme conditions throughout the galaxy, and you shouldn't have to stop facing those insurmountable odds and contributing to the war effort because you need to get your super credits up because you don't want to spend $10 when the next war bond comes out. Back to Warframe though, this philosophy goes doubly so
Stop
when you
coping,
realize
Rapunzel.
that the game rewards you for increasing your skill and power level by allowing you to access something called the Steel Path, which is basically an endgame
Hi,
version
bullets.
of all of the previous missions that you've played before and that you grind on. Enemies are tougher and more new.
Check reacts.
Yo, Zinni, thank you for the dono. We actually watched that video last stream.
Numerous, but your rewards get boosted as a result.
Can we get some
Meaning
W's for
that
Zinni?
Not only are you encouraged to interact with the game at its best and most engaging, but you are encouraged to lock in and apply yourself to the missions that you play because your displays of effort and skill.
How many downvotes do you think he has? Ooh, 78, bro. Damn, Hog, you don't get as many dislikes as I do. You son of a bitch. I remember seeing a Helldiver run to a POI in between a few Vox engines just for super credits, but all he got was an arc thrower.
Are aptly rewarded. Could you imagine how boring Warframe as a whole would be if like Steel Path didn't give you extra rewards and the best way to grind for stuff was just doing level 1 missions on Earth like over and over again? I know there are some things that are better farmed by doing low-level missions. That is the exception, not the rule when it comes to Warframe. And funny enough, a lot of the grinds that follow that kind of setup are some of the most heavily
Chat, should I play Warframe?
criticized. Now, the only person at Arrowhead who is advocating for a system like this in Helldivers is Johan. Johan is no longer the CEO at Arrowhead. He's the chief creative officer. Shams Jorjani is the current CEO.
Yeah, I think I actually won't ever play Warframe. Even on day 179, I'm just going to tell Elron. I'm just going to ban Elron. I think I'm just never going to play. I'm just going to ban Elron. He's literally just doing it all for nothing. I'm just going to ban him on day 179.
And is no doubt the head of many of the fiscal decisions that Helldivers 2 has to make. Now, before his role at Arrowhead Game Studios, Shams worked at a company called Paradox. Paradox is infamous for having incredibly expensive DLC packs. On
Bro, I'm gonna be real. The Shams hate is always funny, but I'm gonna be real. I don't think it's his fault.
Average, these games are asking for $200 to $300 on top of the initial asking price in order to have the complete package. Now, this is where I get a little bit conspiratorial. I believe that when Shams took over as CEO in May of 2024, he saw the underdeveloped monetization system that Helldivers had and found a way to take advantage of it and warp it into the monetization system that he was familiar with through a lack of maintenance and updates, as well as through a consistent lack of acknowledgement of the problem. I can't find a single message or soundbite where he mentions super credits in any capacity other than encouraging people to buy them in order to support the development of the game. Now here, I'm not disagreeing with him. Super credits are what keep the game alive. But right now,
He said right here that he needs to grind more credits. When I saw it ping to the team to inquire about the policy of changing stuff we've charged super credits for, I think we need to be clear. Well, he's not talking about
the game. Now here, I'm not disagreeing with him. Super credits are what keep the game alive. But right now, Shams...
Nivius, I think that number's a little misleading, right? Because you get 300 super credits back every war bond you complete. Unless they factored that. Did they factor that into it, Nivius? Do you remember reading the post? Maybe they did. Because that actually does sound right. Because there's, what, 19 regular war bonds times 7? Oh, wait, no, that is wrong. Yeah, I don't think that is factoring the 300 you get back. I don't know how much. What's the total cost of the Superstore? Does anybody know? It's about 194. $19,000? That sounds crazy. That's about the same as all the war bonds, isn't it? Wait, hold on. I'm bad at math. There's 20 war bonds, 1,000 super credits each. That is about all the same as all the war bonds. One, two, well, here, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 2 more. Yeah, there's 20 war bonds. So 20 times 7 is 140. But then technically you get 1,000 out of here. So 130. And then these are 1,500 each, so $30. But also, if you buy the packs, it's cheaper, right? So I guess it depends which packs you buy. If you buy like a $20 pack on average. So what did I say? 130, 160. It's $160 if you buy everything, but you count the amount of super credits you get back. But that's not counting if you buy like a $20 pack or a $50 pack, it's slightly cheaper. That's not counting just super credits you pick up for playing the game, which, like, if you play every day, you will almost certainly have enough super credits for a war bond every 6 weeks. And that's not super credit farming. But you literally have to play like 5 days a week for that, if not every day. And then the Superstore is 19,000, which is what, 190? $194. Wouldn't it only be 160 for all the war bonds? Total's like 350. Yeah, total's like 350, but you're not counting. Total's like 150, but you're not counting any of the rebates. Helldivers 2 progression is 20% base game and 80% DLC. I used to log on exclusively for defense missions and nothing else. Yeah, you were getting nothing then. It's not a crazy amount of time invested, but it's doable with a few hours of play 5 days a week. I didn't forget the legendary costs. It was 20 war bonds at 700 super credits apiece. You get 300 in every war bond. You can't act like that's nothing. War bonds only cost $7. The first one costs 1,000. Technically, you get the first one from here, which buys this, and then it's 700 apiece times 19, which is 133, and these are 3K total. So 163. And then if the superstore is 19K, that's just 190. So yeah, about 350. But that's not counting if you buy packs in the store. Like if you buy a $20 pack, I would say $20 pack is fair because probably many people don't buy the $50 pack. And then you just get super credits for playing. And I'm not talking about super credit farming. I'm talking about high difficulty. Like before they gave me war bonds for free, I think I paid for a war bond once the first year of Helldivers, and more war bonds came out the first year than any other year. However, I did stream and play the game way more than an average player. But I also had everything in the Superstore. And the only reason, and I super credit farmed for videos, and I super credit farmed for like 2 streams before a war bond came out because I was clickbaiting trying to get viewers. Like I never super credit farmed the first year of the game. Like rarely, barely, a little bit. $100 packs, I think, are not common. I don't want to count those at all. Honestly, I would say like $20 packs. I guess I also bought a war bond when I really wanted a stratagem hero machine. Yeah, but that cost you $20. So you actually paid more for that one. I have only ever bought $20 packs. I think $20 packs probably the most common. I suppose maybe some people buy the $10 pack who don't play, who only play during war bonds or something, or content. I only farmed super credit to get the superstore stuff. I unlocked all war bonds just by playing on 7 and cleaning my plate. Yeah. If you played this game regularly, like you can get all the war bonds easily. I would say the superstore is where you need to either grind or spend more money. If it was in 20 packs, then it would cost $340. But if you're getting every single war bond, then you're playing the game regularly. If you main this game without playing other games, you can free to play. No, you can't. The game costs $40. Yeah, Finn, it does. They never updated Stratagem Hero. It doesn't even have every stratagem in it from the base game. Yeah, okay. Yeah. No. The base game does cost $40, which we do got to mention. You're right, though. I get what you meant. Cookies. I was trolling you a little bit. But we can't but it does cost $40 base. You can't forget that. 700 hours and I get everything for free. Yeah, like if you have every war bond, you fucking play the game, bro. There's very few people out there who actually just like bought every war bond just to collect them all and they don't even play that much. Like if you have every war bond, you have a minimum of 500 hours in the game. So How many super credits do you get on Diff 10 for 500 hours on average? How many super credits do you get per hour on Diff 10 if you actually go pick them up? 50? 50 to 100 maybe? You can't get that 700 hours of life back, though. Let's say you get one 40-minute mission done per hour. And no, some people be speedrunning missions, especially on bots. Let's say you get... Well, I mean, it's a 40-minute mission, right? So... I think... I don't know. I would say 1.5 missions per hour. How many super credits do you get per mission? 20 to 30, maybe? So let's say 25 times 1.5 times 500 hours. There's the Superstore. I got 7K in Destiny 2. Do you think I will miss 700 hours? Oh, whoa. So, I mean, there you go. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say the game costs $350 in DLC. No one on 10 is checking POIs. That's because they already have enough of everything, or they already grinded it all out. Have a good day, Drapunzel. It's always a 40-minute mission because we're in it to rack up the kills. When you hit about 650 hours, you should have almost everything. It took me roughly 350 to get every weapon to level 25. I don't know, chat. The thing about the super credit situation, I think the super credit rates are fine. I think people just see that you get more super credits on lower difficulty, and they just don't like that. Like, if you have 500 hours in the game and you never farmed super credits, like you never went to level 1, you should have enough super credits for all the war bonds. This is enough super credits for all the war bonds. Divide by 700. That's 26 war bonds. That is enough for all the war bonds. I remember playing Helldivers and having a random thought about all the generations of people that came before me to make my existence possible, and it hit me that I was dishonoring them by playing it. Hi, Gawk. I don't play on Diff 10 and most people ignore POIs. Yeah, but that's because they're farmed up. I think the super credit per hour is misestimated here. I'm not talking about Steam hours. I'm talking about hours in game. Superstore, the Superstore costs 19K total. That's the total of the Superstore. I have 1,000 hours and don't have 3 war bonds. Okay, well, that's what we call a classic skill issue. You'll notice most of my arguments center around the rate that you get on high difficulty relative to low, not the rate itself. If D10 was as efficient as D1, they'd make no money. Like, my take on the super credit situation is the correct thing to do would be to remove Diff 1 and slightly buff the rate on higher difficulty and add like 10 to 20 super credits to the egg and the bot head. That's legitimately my take. But if you remove Diff 1, you'll just make people mad. So to be 100% honest with you, like, the game is pretty much fine. If you do what you're supposed to, I would agree 700 hours should be, you should have almost everything. If you eliminate Diff 1, where would all the bug divers and glazers go? to Diff 2. If you remove Diff 1, how would the devs test the game? They don't do that anyway. Putting super credits in the head egg is an amazing idea. I mean, it needs fucking something. They give you fucking samples of all things. I called it quits 4 days ago, 1,600 hours. I'm done playing this Disrespectful Studios game. What's up, all dear? I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Not Superstore stuff, but base content. Yes. I always farmed on Diff 2 anyway, and it was boring as hell. LMAO, the sarcasm. We still have people that dive bugs only. Not as many people. I think like 10 to 20% of the player, like maybe probably 10% at this point. Whenever there's a crazy bot major order, like 10% of the players are on bugs. There are no super credits in CGW. 7.4 and 1304, a lot more in H2 than I realized. Rare samples and rec slip is what stops me from checking POIs. Well, if you don't want to buy super credits, then check POIs. You need to get 20 to 30 per game. So once you get 3 super credit pickups, then stop checking POIs. And you can do games faster, like even high difficulty games faster than what I said. That's why I go to level 1. But even with level 1 super credit farming, if you just did like 2 to 3 level 1 missions before you played high diff missions, you would have more than enough for the War Bond by the time it comes out and the Superstore. Like people legit go to level 1 and sit there for fucking hours. It's like, bro, literally, when you log in to play Helldivers, just do like 3 level 1 missions, collect like 100 super credits, and then you're good. Like, bro, a War Bond costs 1,000 super credits. If you just get like 50 to 100 per day, which you can get 500 per hour, so that'll take you 12 minutes to get 100 super credits in one day. You do that 10 days every 6 weeks, that's your War Bond. You don't need to sit there and farm out 3,000 super credits per War Bond. I farm level 1 3 rounds and play as normal. Yeah, there you go. I mean, you don't even need that because, well, I would say, yeah, like 3 rounds and then collect more as you play high difficulty. 500 an hour, easily. I mean, Showery, if you check every POI until you get 3 super credit drops, like how many super credit drops do you think are on Diff 10? Do you think there's 0? There are lots of times you roll 0 super credit maps. Perchance. Yeah, maybe that's true. I don't know, though. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, to be honest. I got 60 today on 10 in 2 matches. It happens more often than you think. I think you guys are tripping. I think you guys are bad at the game. Genuinely. I'm not trolling. Remember when the seed didn't reset when you canceled a mission? Yeah, because that was the last time I played. Like, I think you guys do the mission and you try to do the objective and you have trouble fighting all the enemies on Diff 10, which is literally nothing. And so you don't have enough time to hit the bunker. I don't know, guys. I'm being genuine. I'm not trying to be a dick. I've gotten 100 per dive just because of pure luck. Other times I'd pull 0. 500 an hour, not possible per mission. What? No, 500 per hour on level 1 missions. You got it mixed up, CS. Rare samples and rec slips are too common in D10. The 100 per drop is not a thing. We're not taking that into account at all. Why would you still make content about this game? Because I'm bored. Nah, no worries, CS. Seems like the MOs are always on crappy map types that don't have POIs that could spawn super credits. There are a few maps like that, aren't there? Wasn't Oshwain really good for super credits? 500 per hour is a low estimate. It's not, Riker. They have nerfed super credit drop rates on Diff 1 for over a year now. My issues aren't with SC, bigger fish to fry. I don't know, chat. I said this during the mech situation. It's not about the money. Personally, I don't think Helldivers amount of money it costs, as well as being able to earn super credits, is the problem. That's not the problem. The only problem with the game's monetization is that their monetization is behind war bonds, which means to make money, they have to make war bonds, which means they have to spend man hours on war bonds. And they can barely keep up with a 6-week war bond schedule, which means all of their time is devoted to war bonds and none of their time is devoted to improving the other systems in the game. So my problem is not that war bonds cost too much money or I don't get enough super credits. I don't mind that at all. And I'm giving my personal take. Maybe you do. My problem is that they're not improving the other systems, and it's not worth it for me to want to support them because I don't want to buy a war bond. Well, first of all, they give me war bonds for free, but still. The first year of the game, I didn't get any war bonds for free. And, well, I did from just playing the game and not Diff 1 farming. But my point is, I don't think their monetization is that bad. I've played other games where a single cosmetic for a single character or a single gun is anywhere from $10 to $25. Like, you all know what I'm talking about. Helldivers does not cost that much, compared to other live service games. Like, how much is a fucking skin in Apex? How much is a skin in Valorant? I'm not going to bring up CSGO. I wouldn't care if getting super credits was mega slow if the game wasn't ever sliding into a shit swamp. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't care if they make money. I care if the game gets better. And because it takes them so long to make war bonds and they have to make money, their focus is only on war bonds, which is what the problem is. Imagine war bonds like DLCs, but then what do you call the content drops like Cyberstan, where there's a new map, a couple new enemies, a new biome, or what do you call Oshwain, where there's a new sub-faction, a new map, some new missions. Those are for free, but they're not really for free. That's packaged into the war bond price. But they have other systems that they've neglected, as well as the game's performance, that I just don't think the war bond model is it. They need to change the model. And that's why I say they should just add transmog and charge you money to do a transmog skin. They should add reshades, charge money for reshades. I want more lore, in-game events visible in the ground and on the ship, more ship upgrades, and player-determined outcomes, i.e. no rigging. I don't like the way you get super credits. Just give us super credits for doing missions. Cyberstan having one map was a joke. I honestly just think there should have been a proper boss fight in Cyberstan. I think besides that, I think the amount of content seemed small before I played it, where I was like, there's only 3 enemies in one map and a couple missions. It didn't seem like a lot, but when I actually played it, I felt it was enough. Like, it was more substantial. It dynamically changed to the game more than what it seemed with the amount of new enemies there were. However, I do think there should have been a proper boss fight. That was absolutely the time to introduce it. Performance has been better. Yeah. Vox engine on a high rise was pretty bossy. I feel the main issue with Helldivers is this: communication with the community is lacking. Yeah. It was just Warstrider spam. I mean, I didn't play those missions that much. Cyberstan only lasted 2 weeks, by the way.
Is in a bit of a have your cake and eat it too situation. He wants super credits to be seen as an accessible currency that reward players for interacting with the game, engaging with all of the core systems and having a good time and racking up these super credits as you play for longer periods of time. But he also wants to funnel as many people as he can into buying them for obvious reasons. A common defense of the system is that if they tied super credit farming into higher difficulties where people are having fun, how would Arrowhead make any money? My response to that is that a system that is designed to discourage you from interacting with it is not a system that should exist, at least in this context. If Arrowhead's profitability as a company relies on them funneling players into a system that is designed to be boring, then Arrowhead needs to rethink its monetization system from the ground up. So, what is my genius solution to this problem? I don't know if it's genius, but it's pretty basic, and I think it would have some positive effects. I think the best version of this system, shocker, is a system that scales the amount of super credits that you get with the difficulty that you play, and also a system that rewards operation completion with super credits. So here's my framework. I'm going to give it to you first.
Honestly, I feel like everything in Helldivers is just like fucked up by like one single mechanic. And then you tell the devs that the game's fucked up. And then they're like, okay, we have to have 20 meetings to completely reinvent the wheel. It's like, bro, the wheel has a hole in it. Can you just patch it and we can move on? And you know what's fucked up about super credit farming? That the rare samples and the requisition slips take up all the fucking spawn weight. That's it. So just lower them a little bit. And raise the super credits a little bit. That's it. It's not that complex. Just slightly buff the super credit spawn rates on diff. When does rare sample start spawning? Diff 3 or 4. Wherever rare samples start spawning, just buff the super credit drop rate by like 25%. On whatever difficulty rare samples start spawning and above. You can get 10k Rex easy, diff 10. The in-game Star of Peace deployments have been so lame, stick drawing levels of lame. On Hive World, super credit spawn more often on level 10 mission. Yeah, Hive Worlds were weird though, weren't they? Yeah, it's 3 or 4, I forget which one. I'd be happy to farm on diff 6 all day, chill, and you don't fall asleep. I could Scrooge McDuck in requisition. Bro, rec is just unnecessary. And like, bro, you get rec slips for completing the mission. Like, how many do you get for mission completion? Like fucking 5,000? That's 1/10 of your cap. and you only ever use them fucking once. I never felt like super credits were a problem. My problem was lack of game performance. Hive World still seems like the best place to get credits to me. Well, you got to have rec slips in the spawn pool. You guys got to understand looting system. There's got to be dead drops. That's how it works. Either that or make a mechanic that lets me funnel ass loads of rec towards something more than the DSS. Anyways, bro, it's literally what I just said. There's literally one issue with super credit spawns, and it's that rec slips and rare samples have too much weight, and super credits have too little weight. That's it. Just fix the ratio slightly. Just buff super credit spawns 25%. That would probably just fix it, flat out. I'd rather find ammo than rec slips. Convert 10k requisition to 100 super credit. Bruh, I've been talking about samples since 2024. Fuck dead drops. I can't convert rec into samples and samples into super credits. You see, you're talking to a looter shooter player over here and a PoE player, and there is such a thing as a dead drop. It is what it is. If there's no dead drop, then there's no live drop. If everyone's a hero, then no one is.
First, I'm going to tell you why it's designed the way that it is after. Difficulties 1 through 3 will not reward super credits upon operation completion, but the super credit drop rates will not change. Difficulties 4 through 6 would reward 20 super credits for an operation completion. Difficulties 7 through 9 would reward 30, and difficulty 10 would reward 40. Every mission that you fully
operation
clear, meaning 5 stars on the end screen, will add 5 super credits on to the total that you get at the end.
I thought he said per mission. 40 per operation. They would probably make it so you can't get a blitz and an eradicate in the same op anymore. They would probably make it 2 long missions and 1 short, like guaranteed. So how long would that take you? 1.5 hours to 2 hours? I mean, that would probably be fine. Probably 1.5 hours. Just over an hour. So basically what you're asking for is 45 super credits per hour. Or like, no, something like 35 per hour. How much does the Superstore cost alongside the War Bond? Is it usually another 1,000? $30 to $40 plus the you don't get 40 permission. Rocket defense needs removed. Doesn't have to be something you could continually spam. Around there. So like 1,600 for Warbond Superstore divided by like probably 45 to 50 per hour. So you would get a Warbond and a Superstore in 32 hours of play if you play Diff 10. And this would be once every 6 weeks. So you would have to play 32 hours of Helldivers every 6 weeks, and you would get the Warbond and the Superstore. Is that just free? Much better. I have 900 hours, and most of those hours were farming. Killing Seif equals negative super credits. I think you gotta lower it, bro. It's like 10 here, 20 here, and then 30 on diff 10.
And difficulty 10 would reward
The numbers were made on the fly. That's fair.
40. Every mission that you fully clear, meaning 5 stars on the end screen, will add 5 super credits on to the total that you get at the end of the operation. So a full D10 operation with 3 full mission clears would reward you with 55 super credits. I also think that the base amount of super credits that you get should scale upwards as difficulty increases. 10 is fine for low and medium, so difficulties 1 through 6 I would leave unchanged. Difficulties 7, 8, and 9 I would up the base drop rate to 15, so you would never see 10, it would start at 15. And difficulty 10 should be either 15 or 20. I'm a little bit torn on the issue, and I'm going to discuss why in just a second. The reason this system is designed this way is because there are certain behaviors that you don't want to encourage in high-level play. Especially,
see, you know what they should do? You shouldn't get more for the diff 10 op, but then they should add it to the egg / the bot head. But you only get the egg and the bot head on operation completion. So that way you do it that way. You get me?
especially with what we've seen on low-level play. Clearing a map of POIs and leaving
War Strider grenades detonate and take away players' super credits
immediately without interacting with the main objective is one of them. Blitzing the main objective and not interacting with side objectives or enemy outposts is another. This is why the reward is tied to operation completion as opposed to mission completion, and also why it scales with 5-star missions. It encourages you to complete these missions to their fullest extent every single time, should you have the resources. Your time, effort, and risk would be rewarded.
I mean, Umbar, they need a mega base for squids.
Upwards with difficulty, I feel, is obvious. You're already dealing with higher enemy density, larger maps, lower POI density, and lower super credit drop rates. So when you do find those super credits,
well, the head and the larva already requires extraction.
It also makes sure that should you fail a mission on one of the higher difficulties, which I'm still a proponent of increasing the difficulty on difficulties 8 and up, you still benefit from this positive super credit scaling. The reason I'm 50-50...
Maybe they haven't done this yet because they haven't increased the difficulty on higher difficulties yet. Maybe that's the reason they actually haven't made this change yet, to be honest with you. I don't want it to be like a Warcraft raid, but there needs to be some type of loot variation. This is not the type of game, to be honest. What do you mean by variation?
On difficulty 10, distinguishing itself from difficulties 7, 8, and 9 by jumping from 15 to 20 super credits is because you don't want to funnel low-level players who are resource chasing into the highest difficulty. Pressuring people who aren't ready for difficulty 10 into a difficulty 10 mission in pursuit of the rewards that it offers is a bad idea. Now, this is something that you're never going to be able to fully mitigate. It still happens in Helldivers right now, and Helldivers barely has any progression. We see it in many different games. It's never something you're going to mitigate fully, but it's not something that should be encouraged. I'm honestly not sure if these changes would bring high-level super credit farming up to the efficiency that low-level super credit farming has, but they would at least help in closing the gap. I am a partial believer
it's
in the
supposed
whole
to, bullets.
Gamers are better at identifying an issue than they are at fixing the issue philosophy, so I admit that what I'm proposing here is probably not the perfect solution. That being said, this is an example of actually trying to fix the problem, as opposed to just sweeping it under the rug like Arrowhead has done for almost 3 years at this point. So Arrowhead, if you happen to hear about this video or even see it, my message to you is to actually address this problem.
What the hell are you on?
Stop ignoring it when the community rediscovers it as a whole every couple of months and just hoping that it will go away. By refusing to address it, you are not avoiding backlash. You are clinging on to an antiquated system that you are trying to milk for all it is worth, and you are not hiding it well. Thank you all for watching. I've been your host, The Hog. This is a topic that I feel very passionately about, and I have for quite a while.
Yeah, maybe, whatever.
I hope you guys agree. Let me know what you think of my ideas in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, and I will see you all again very soon. Thank you so much for watching.
Larvis spawns enemies where you picked it up from. That's why when you pick up Larvis, there's no more enemies for the rest of the game. Well, that was a decent video. If you haven't already seen that video, make sure you go drop a like on it. Hog is also in chat. It wouldn't cause issues if everyone gets the reward. I think, to be honest, the easiest fix is just increase the drop rates above Div 4 by literally 25%.
Hey guys, so in patch 0.54, Path of Exile 2 implemented a nerf that could be one of the biggest nerfs that has gone into the game that nobody actually talks about. And this was something at the time that I had noticed, but
No way. No way. The fuck? This one's old. Anyways, my bad, chat. All right. Chat, it's a short stream today because I'm sleepy, but I wanted to stream so that you guys didn't forget about me. That PoE 2 video is pointless. Yeah, well, they need to buff the bosses in PoE 2. The bosses in PoE 2 are way too weak. If you had some moron shitter throwing the op, I'd be mad at least. When is next stream? Probably tomorrow. Because there's the... Isn't that tomorrow? The Warhammer shit. I wonder if they're dropping it tomorrow. They've already incorporated anti-grief in the way that the mission star rating doesn't get lowered if everyone's near the Pelican when it gets called in and someone TKs everyone. It would give players something to work towards other than just collecting sample and super credit. It could be for new in-game item cosmetics. You will be forgotten. Okay. We'll see about that. But yeah, I'm about to go take a nap. And I'll be on tomorrow. Alright, boys. I'm low-key tired as fuck. I woke up last night. When you get your new GPU, I don't know. I gotta call Amazon. You know what would be anti-grief? An actual report system. Good night, boys. Thanks for coming to the stream. I'll see y'all on the morrow. Have a good day. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out.